So let's go. Ashley Gator. What I really think of Hashu Hall Flossu's new release try on haul review. Yeah. Meat. What's up, mommy? You telling me your fault. I'm sorry. This is funny to me. This is funny. You telling your followers are that fucking important? We're still on the back. Stupid. It's like this. All of the motherfucker knows that. I'm glad I'm not the only one that knows that Yellow Flash is character like a ripoff of the White Ranger. It's like a monk. It's like an ancient Egypt version of the White Ranger. It's funny because its IP character is a ripoff of the Flash, aka the DC Flash, aka a confusion of the Flash and.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. First and foremost, I just want to start off by saying I apologize that this video took me so long to finally get up. To be perfectly honest with you, I have been dealing behind the scenes with some serious mouth pain, like right now. I actually have to get my wisdom teeth out tomorrow.
Without treatment, what should look like at age 11, age 14, age 17, and finally, age 18. Cool, she'll be free, but...
So anyways, long story short, if I'm talking a little bit funny throughout this video, or if my face looks weirder than it usually does, that's because I'm biting on my cheek constantly. The dentist said I just simply have too small of a mouth to accommodate this many teeth. Now that you got a dose of my reality, I'm very excited to share with you a pretty nice Petula haul. I'm talking from their last 3 collection drops. We're looking at the Bear Pro, Here Comes the Sun, and their latest Grab and Go capsule. So I have a little taste test of all 3 here. Everything in today's haul is in my true size small. Over here are my measurements. I'll have them down in the description box below, and I'll also have every piece linked too in case you're interested in checking them out. As always, I do have my support code. It's ASHG, and it does save you, I believe, 5% off your entire order, and of course helps support our relationship with Petula here on this channel. Oh, and while you're at it, definitely hit that subscribe button. You know that helps out. So first I wanted to start with the Bear Pro. Let's start with the earliest and move up to the latest, shall we? Now, the Bear Pro, I'm gonna go ahead and say this right here, right now, out of everything you're about to see, is my favorite collection out of them all. I'm wearing the triangle bralette with the Bare Pro 6-inch short in the color lavender. Now with their Bare Pro pieces, they have a very slight marl texture to it. So you're gonna see a little bit of breakup. If you're unfamiliar with this fabric, it's very brushed, very soft. I actually have a few of their leggings in their Bare Warmth. Those are really good for the cold weather months, keep you nice and toasty. So this is a branch off of that. Their Bare Pro is workout friendly, much thinner, but yet still gives you that cozy feel in my opinion. What I love about these shorts is that it's not very compressive around the waistband. So I favor this style very much so because I don't want to be hugged too tight around my midsection. The shorts are really good at not rolling like any of their shorts, but do keep in mind, I have a 6-inch short. They come in 4-inch as well. We actually have a printed logo on the back that's silver. Thought that was a little strange to put silver on a lavender piece, but hey, it's okay. It doesn't take away from the piece and it doesn't look ugly, so I guess that's all that matters. Do keep in mind though, with this material, you will see sweat. If you sweat a lot, you're gonna see it, but it's very good at breathing through, wicking it away off of your skin. As beautiful as this color is, I mean, right? It comes with its little bit of flaws, and that would be, it's like dumb sheer. It's like stupidly sheer. Not even squatting, but just standing. You can see the tag full on through, never mind squatting in the black undies, which I did. I'm not getting any type of dreaded CT. This is even with me wearing super thin seamless underwear. Now, I've said in my previous videos, when I wear thin seamless undies, it really runs a risk of me getting a camel toe. I always suggest if you deal with serious camel toe issues, you just need to opt for a thicker undie. There's pros and cons. The thicker cotton-based underwear, it's gonna help conceal the camel toe, but the drawback is 9 out of 10 cotton-based are not seamless, so you'll probably see some VPL. The triangle bralette, however, I love it. I love it so much. I love it because right off the bat, they make my girls look pretty big. Just because of how the bra pads sit. They add a little girth to this area. These straps over time, I do think if I wore these for like 8 to 10 hours, they're gonna start to dig. Actually, yeah, I can see a little line forming here, so I wouldn't wear this all day long, but I do think it's overall very flattering. What I like about this bra is that there's no thick band under here that's compressing right around my rib cage, causing the unwanted bulge like you're gonna see in a few of the other pieces. They did add in a very tiny thin elastic band underneath, but it's undetectable. These are adjustable straps and you do have removable bra pads. Overall take from this bra, very flattering. I think if you're in between, you should really size down. I feel like I could have gotten away with it because I feel like I have extra room in these bra cups, not quite filling them out. But if we have similar measurements, but your breasts are bigger than mine, you're gonna look amazing in this. Very low support sports bra. If you're looking for straps that are a little more comfortable for all day wear, check out the Bare V bra. So I have this set in black with the same shorts you just saw. Again, super flattering. You have a V cut, thick straps that cross in the back. Only difference from this one to this one, thicker straps and they're not adjustable. You also have a very thick band here. So if you need a little more support than this, check out the V bra. If you're looking for something a little more squat proof, grab the darker shorts. They're not digging in, just like the waistband. This is why I find these shorts to be super comfortable. Even if I'm just running errands, yeah, man. Even though these are black, if you look closely, you can see that light gray marl. I still think this is very flattering on the glutes. There's no actual glute enhancement on this piece. You have a very gentle V-seam, but I think it hits just right. You know what I mean? It's not over the top. These are great basics. It's about to get a little complicated with the next few pieces you're about to see. We are now moving on to the Here Comes the Sun collection. I have here the Notch cropped tee and the Cassie short 6-inch in the color Lucky Charm. Now this is made out of their Cassie material. When comparing it to the Bare Pro has a way more brushed feel, very soft and stretchy. This is still very soft and stretchy, just not as brushed. Let's start with the shorts, again, 6-inch. I think it's really classy. I'm gonna use the word classy for whatever reason, but it's true, it's classy. It's a classy move on Petula's part to have multiple inseam choices. You'll see that they do the same thing with a lot of their leggings too, 4-inch or 6-inch. First and foremost, very solid color, no marl breakup. The seam is different than the Bare Pro. Bare Pro has a flat lying seam down the glutes to separate, This one has more of a focalized seam, almost bulkier, not so flat lying, but that's okay. It's not something I feel. It didn't interrupt my movements. It's not something I even noticed, honestly, until I just looked at it now. Big takeaway from these shorts, since they are super similar to the Bear Pro, same length and everything. The big difference is this waistband. It's more compressive, a little too compressive. So honestly, if I could do it all over again, I think I'm gonna size up next time in this type of material. I'm cool with my size small in the Bear Pro shorts, but if I'm looking at the Cassie material, I think sizing up for me would be in my favor. I think it would eliminate some of the thigh cinch, not that it was uncomfortable, but I felt like it could have been let up just a bit. A pretty big wow moment I had with this piece is the fact that I performed the sweat test and saw nothing. There was no sweat showing through, none. But as great as that is, that just means that there's no sweat getting wicked off your body. Therefore, a few minutes after the sweat test, when I would feel my lower abdominal, it's all wet. So it's one of those things. Do you want to see the sweat, but your skin underneath gets pretty dry? Or do you want the sweat to be concealed, but it's just trapping that sweat on your stomach or wherever you're sweating? I would say these shorts, along with the Bear Pro, are very cellulite friendly. Same situation with the camel toe. Thin underwear, good chance I'm getting camel toe. Thick underwear, I'm good. No roll up whatsoever, very squat proof. They did a great job on this material. This material's pretty interesting because, again, sweat concealment, no sheerness. I'm impressed. I really am impressed. If I sized up, I think this would be a 10 out of 10 for me. The only issue I might run into, I wouldn't know because I haven't sized up yet, is maybe potential wrinkling around the groin. I don't know. Speaking of wrinkling, the notch crop tee, okay. So, lot to love about this tee. First of all, the neckline stood out to me. I think it's a really cute, interesting, unique neckline. They went with the short sleeves on this. So right off the bat, I had a feeling. I had a real guttural instinct that the sleeves would be too tight around my arms. And guess what? It was not. There was a beautiful let up. I had no issue with arm cinch. Really nice crop length. Saw a little torso, but for the most part, I was pretty covered. When I move around in this baby, the wrinkling, it just smacks you in the face. It roughs you up a bit. I saw right around the neckline too. If you're gonna move around in this thing, you can definitely expect it to bunch and wrinkle and not look super flattering in a lot of instances. I like what they were trying to do with this top. And again, when it's really nice and situated, it looks really cute with the shorts. I just really can't get behind something that I have to be too mindful of with how I move, you know, and constantly tugging down. It's a little too much upkeep for me. But what I do like about this top is that there is a full-on built-in shelf bra with bra pads. So at least that's taken care of. Very low support in the bust area. Shorts are very moderate support as well. So I think if you want to wear this as an athleisure set, I mean, the shorts you could totally rock at the gym. Go for it. I would say if you're in between, size down, maybe that'll help with the wrinkle. But guess what? For me, there's a band in this shelf bra. And that band was sitting a little too snug underneath. But I'll be damned if I try sizing down to avoid wrinkle and then I'm left with an extra bad band cinch. That's just not gonna happen. Last up, the grab and go capsule. We're back to the silver logo, are we? We're looking at the Sierra legging in the color sky blue, 23 inch. They also have the option for 26 inch for my taller gals. This sits so perfectly around my anklets. Right around my cankles, baby, yes. I compared the different materials between the grab and go capsule and the Here Comes the Sun capsule. They're virtually the same. They both said 80% polyester, 20% spandex, so I'm gonna assume it's identical. So I did experience that same compression in the band. I think sizing up would have been okay in these, especially if you're in between. But overall, really nice, solid, simple piece. Sky blue is very pretty, very misty. What's different about these bottoms from the Here Comes the Sun and the Bear Pro, these have the discreet built-in scrunch. That elastic thing just, it really does something back there, doesn't it? They mixed up the seams a little bit here. This is like double seamed around the arched glute, flatline seam right down the center, very soft, stretchy material, just like before. Especially with this light of a sky blue color, I was expecting to see the sweat show through. Nothing. I actually tried to make the sweat show through. I was like patting at my stomach, pressing on in, and it still didn't show. And again, super duper squat proof. If you're looking for some basics, some very simple gym wear or streetwear, you want something that's flattering, but yet really durable where it counts, such as being squat proof, I really do recommend these leggings. Petula has a very good reputation. I see a lot of nice things being said on all different forums about this brand, and I could definitely see why. Their quality is very good. To pair with that sky blue Sierra legging, I went with the diamond back sports bra in white. Very, very thick sports bra. The material, so stinking thick. Probably said this before, but I mean, this feels just like Buff Bunny. Buff Bunny's very thick bras that they like to come out with, super similar. This bra caught my eye because the backing is so beautiful. The straps are so soft and stretchy. I love that lace-up design, but I actually really appreciate the straps where it actually sits on your shoulder are very, very thick. Great for all day wear. But a few things. Okay, so this is a square neck, moderate coverage. I feel like there was a little bit of room in the front for me, but I definitely can't size down because this band, I mean, you can see it in the overlap, very compressive. For some reason, their tops with these bands, they're just too tight on me. I love it being nice and loose. Like this bra here, the Bare Pro triangle bra, this is great. There's no digging. This is why it's my favorite. But with their other bras, I'm just struggling here. These thick bands are just too much for me sometimes. So I definitely couldn't size up because then there'd be way too much room in the front and it'll look baggy on me. I guess I'm in that awkward sizing with them where if I size up, my boobs won't fill it out, but I'm a little conflicted because my size small is just too tight around my rib cage. If you're in between, size up. I might just take a chance next time and size up anyway. Last set of the day we're gonna be talking about, we're looking at the Brahmi top and the Sierra short in 6" in the color Carob. This is a very cool tone brown, very dusty. These are the same thing as the Sierra legging you just saw, just the shorts version. You still have that built-in discreet scrunch that I love, hugging the glutes really perfectly. No roll up, super squat proof, great with sweat. Same business. Still snug around the waistband. Again, size up if in between. Next time, I'm just sizing up completely. I mean, do you see how small that waistline is right there? That band looks so tiny. Even when I pulled it out of the bag, I was like, yeah, no way. The Brahmi top, I actually really like a lot. I didn't notice any digging with this built-in shelf bra. I think this is a very flattering, adorable crop top. It is high neck. I appreciate that there's some room right around the armpits. It cuts in very beautifully. The straps are not adjustable. You have these little baby thin straps up top, barely there really. And it has some nice coverage in the front. I feel like with the shorts, it really does look like the perfect early fall fit. If I saw a gal wearing this, I'd be like, girl, where did you get that set? That's mad cute. But I'm super antisocial, so I probably just think it but never actually say it. Full back coverage. I really have no complaints with this. You have that whole built-in shelf bra with the bra pads. Really like that they do that with a lot of their tops. You don't have to fish around for a bra that will be suitable. I mean, especially with this cut of a top, good luck. If you're in between, I think sizing up might be in your best interest only because these straps are not adjustable. It can run snug. Now, overall, I do think a lot of Petula's pieces, if you're in between, overall, you could just get away with sizing up. I noticed that a lot of their pieces, for me in particular, run a little bit small, especially the bands, like their waistbands and their bra bands. That's where I'm feeling a little constricted. Now, I know that some of you may not care about the compression in the waistband because you actually prefer that. Say you want to work out, you want some tummy control, and that's great. Drop a comment down below. What was your favorite collection today? Did you see any pieces that caught your eye? Thank you for being here and listening to me ramble as usual. I love you guys, and I will catch you in my next video.
Well, y'all bitches is like literally y'all bitches. Y'all a bunch of bitches, dude. I don't give a fuck. Or yeah, you get a comb. You know, kind of cut. Yeah. You guys see one of these. The river stuff. That's usually what you. It's like, yeah, hitting the balls. One, I hit the balls, dumbass. That's kind of cute. No, I think it's cute. It's just going to the ball pit, playing some baseball. What's wrong with that? Oh, because y'all just went to the outfield anyway. Whatever it was. Like, fucking, like,
talking about how male artists have a better work ethic than female artists, and I think like women are inherently like mentally manipulative. And then I just catching more and more and more and more and more shit about it. We're talking about cultural Marxism. Then I saw there was a fucking Vice article about Kirsten. And so I waited to this weekend so we could do this together as a friend. We're talking about Kirsten a little bit, which I'm sure we'll eventually get to. That's kind of how the show works. But why is this gamer sucks VTuber pushing the great replacement theory? Kirsten or Saul? One of her fans with her point blank Nazi. Amazing. Amazing what they were. For those of you who don't know, gamer sub is a it's just something different. It's like a fucking I think like an LGBT workout type shit. It has caffeine and all that shit on it, right? It's a kilo pack. And a lot of the content creators I watch have at some point have a gamer subs brand deal. One I watch a lot, Solid Jacob. He does it every Saturday. He'll put a video up. And his most recent video was how to eat a breakfast food. I don't know if you guys know what college is. Oh yeah, this is the point. I should just skip to the end. This is why I clicked the video because he talks about gamer subs. He talks about gamer subs. So listen, brand risk, brand risk because like sometimes you have a brand name and you do something like this like this. Stop in this video. Don't leave it up. So yeah, but no. He was talking about Kirsten. Talking about Kirsten. Also, just to clarify, you guys, a lot of that video got really real long and very well adventure. But the part about Joseph running through surgery while he's pregnancy is just like wow. And then you have him saying that he wanted Gaita to perform, and him surviving this. That's kind of what happened. He survived. Like it's weird because they show his stars, losing his stars, like the same way they show Avatar stars. They show Joseph still leaving his body, but then like if you have a blood transfusion, and
Yeah,
then
I'm finished. Fuck all this shit. Yeah, you know what? Why is this Oh,
So yeah, they're talking about Kirsten. Well, check out the Justice League one. I recently posted a video, okay? I'm not kidding.
AK wrong.
GameStop, the three biggest YouTubers. One guy's also an online creator. GameStop, I have no idea who that is, by the way. GameStop, that's the guy. GameStop, the guy who has the fucking yeah, this guy. He has For example, these two phones come from a company I studied, so I'm assuming these are VTubers. I think, from looking at it, again, I'm slowly researching. The gamers have been outright really to the fast YouTube. It's hard. That's average, right? Yeah, that's average.
Why are we not talking about the ruched leggings? Why? Oh my god, it feels like an eternity since our last YouTube video. I have not forgotten about you guys, I promise. It has everything to do with my wisdom teeth. I got them taken out and it took so long for me to be able to talk without pain. Finally, I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. I appreciate the well wishes. You guys are so sweet. Thank you so much for the love. I'm back at it though, and I feel pretty good because we have some new Gymshark to talk about. Yeah. You know it's always a good day when we got Gymshark coming your way. You guys have been asking about the brand new camo. I got curious. I was like, what's up with this? Everyone's saying that there's been some changes. Is this true? And all I got to say is, yeah, we have some changes yet again. I feel like every single time Gymshark comes out with a brand new camo, it's always slightly different from the last launch. This proves to be just a little bit frustrating, not gonna lie, but then again, that is why we are here doing these videos, so you guys know what you're looking at. Not only do we have the new camo that just launched, but I'm introducing to you guys a brand new Gymshark legging that I personally love. It's so random. It was a spontaneous buy. When I saw it on the website, I was just scrolling through. You know Gymshark, they do random drops here and there. They won't even like let you know about it. Well, this legging that I'm about to share with you was one of them. I just happened to skim through and I was like, wait a minute, this legging looks like it has some potential. And I just knew looking at it that I would love it. Let's talk about it right now, okay? It's the ruched legging. But hold up, before we get into it, you know the drill. Definitely hit that subscribe button. We have a ton more Gymshark coming your way. They're releasing all new power, so you don't want to miss out. Hit that subscribe button. And if you see anything you like in today's video, do know that I'll have it linked down below for your convenience. And if you'd like, you can feel free to use my code AshleyG at checkout. It does save you 10% off your entire Gymshark order. Always. Also helps to support this channel big time. Let me know if you take the time to use it so I can show you some love. So first things first, we're gonna briefly go over the new camera. Camera? No, I didn't get a new camera, that's for sure. The new camo. Just going over what I noticed changed, and then we're gonna hop into talking about these new leggings that they dropped. A little more of an in-depth review there, because I really like them. So, these are the colors that I chose for the new camo. So I have black camo brown in the shorts and soft berry / sun-baked pink in the leggings. I chose these specifically because they were different enough. The other two colors at launch, I saw one had like a pea green color to it, wasn't too keen on that. And then the blue, which I've already seen before. Wanted to mix it up a bit. I actually thought this color specifically, I always tend to stay away from like really dark blacks. Sometimes I'm like, all right, it gets boring after a while, but this one was so unique. I haven't seen this from Gymshark yet, so I was like, I'm gonna grab it. I also have the matching sports bras as well. We'll get into that in a second. If you guys remember my last Gymshark video, they switched up the material as usual. Things fit just too snug on me. The bras were insanely tight. The shorts, forget about it. Like, it was a major uni butt. Big takeaway here, I sized up this round, okay? In the shorts, the leggings, the bras, I sized up because I learned my lesson. But the joke was on me. I don't know what on earth happened. This material's not quite the same as the last launch. These shorts felt a bit snug around my thighs, even in the medium, but then the leggings, were too big. The material, even though the makeup is pretty similar, this does feel thinner. I'm feeling like it's a little more on the thin side than the last launch. When I was wearing it, stretching around in it, it felt off. Don't get it twisted, it is very comfortable, it's very stretchy. It reminds me a little bit of the OG material, in a way. Very soft, things like that, but I was not prepared for this, or else I would have stuck with my true size small. If I could do it all over again, I would have stuck with my true size small in the leggings and not sized up. You could see the gape in the waistband, it just wasn't fitting right, didn't feel like it was hugging in the right places. But what's ironic is that the shorts fit me perfectly in a medium, so I'm okay with the medium here. Still got a little thigh cinch, which I'm not too happy about, but I always get them in the camo though. Nothing new there. As usual, camo's very squat proof. So in case you're wondering, both were extremely squat proof, even in black underwear. In terms of the design, it's not quite the design that we saw last time. It looks like they went with more of a traditional camo, three-dimensional. You still have the jacquard design, so it's textured to the touch. If you look closely, I'm talking microscope close. Some of the pattern has a fine stitch to it, and some of the 3D camo has a heavy rib. Now we have seen this ribbing before, but not this intense. There's a lot of ribbing going on here. I sized up to a medium in these sports bras as well, and I'm actually super happy with it. If I was using my true size small, it would be a little too snug. These are really the same types of designs you've seen from the last launch, with the lace up and the double layer. I did notice a bit of lipping at the base of the piece. Didn't bother me one bit. I would much rather have a little space to breathe than being so constricted like a boa constrictor. Is that how you say it? Boa constrictor. Boa constrictor? Whatever. Because in the last launch, when I went my true size small, I felt like I was getting bear hugged by Andre the Giant. I was like, I sized up to a medium and all is good. So it's safe to say with the sizing here, we got a lot going on. Leggings, I would stick to my true size small. Shorts, I'm sizing up to a medium. Bras, I'm sizing up to a medium. That is according to my measurements. May be different for you. I don't know, because I'm not you. And I don't know you, but I'd like to. So drop a comment, say what's up. Where are you from? So I grabbed one of the t-shirts, because I just knew. It's weird how like through the computer screen, I just get vibes. You know what I'm saying? Where you're just like, that's gonna work. Yep. Yeah, so this was one of them. I just knew it had that stretch that I crave so much. You know, I'm very, very picky when it comes to camo tops, like accessories, like the long sleeve, for example, we're gonna get into in a second. Short sleeve, I got my true size small, wouldn't have it any other way. It goes from high to low to the flow in the back. Not really low to the floor, but it's a high and low, high to low. It is so stretchy, it is so lightweight. I just knew this would be easy, breezy to put on. Great little cover up. Lovely addition, Gymshark, great job. I would love to see more of this type of style. Whereas the long sleeve, now this may be great for a lot of people, but from my experience with Gymshark's long sleeve pieces, they're a little too thick. They're a bit too tight, too snug in some places, but not enough for me to size up because then it would just look a little too big in certain areas and it looks like a mistake. So I stuck with my true size small. Sizing wise, it fits all right. Did you guys notice the little the strappy action that they placed on this piece? In previous launches, the entire back would be that lace design. I thought it was pretty cute. They took that away. They added in an entire arched hole in the back, and these very long strings. Big long shoelaces. Stretchy shoelaces. Now, this is a two-man job. If you want to wear it like the gal in the picture online, you're gonna need somebody. Get your best girlfriend, your bae, your mom and dad, your dog, I don't know. You're gonna need somebody to wrap it around and tie it to the back. If you want to just wear it as a basic bow tie in the back, good luck. They hang a little too long. It looks like you're got a leash around you. So, I mean, you really gotta wear it with the intention of wrapping it around your stomach. Now, with that being said, with my short torso, it looks so funny. I'm not meant for this style, but if you have a longer torso, this would look so sick on you. I'm jealous. In fact, if you have a long torso, I'm jealous of you immediately. I mean, between the sports bra having a little length to it, and then the high rise of the bottoms, there's virtually no space for that shoelace to wrap around. Are you seeing this in the footage? It looks funny on me. It's okay, you can admit it. So yeah, I'm gonna pass on the long sleeve. The ruched sports bra, okay? You remember me raving about that bra from the training collection? I love it, I still love it. I don't really see it as often as I'd like to, Gymshark, but it's okay because they just came out with some ruched leggings now. I almost passed these up. I thought these were just another one of those randos they toss on the website. No one really talks about it. It gets overlooked. Something about these spoke to me, and oh my. I'm telling you right now, no bull. You're sleeping on this legging. Let's start from the top. V waistband, ruched waistband. If you look closely, it's a very heavy ruche, and then it goes down to just a more subtle stitch. I love this angle because it's not a heavy V waistband where it goes super low. There's no overlaying material that can get a little messed up when moving around. It's just subtle enough, but yet really highlights the torso. For gals like me, and listen up, if we have similar body shapes, you have a short torso, you wish it was just a few inches longer, this will do the trick, okay? It gives the illusion to the eye that you have a longer torso. I love V waistbands, especially when they're subtle. So waistband is lovely. It is double layered. They did not go skimp on the integrity of this legging. You can feel the thickness. Right underneath the ruching, you have a dipped seam band, okay? This reminds me of the sweat seamless band. How it dips, I think it really works for this legging. You don't want a seam that goes straight across. It really brings this whole area together nicely. Here on the green, you do have a very dark green, heavy contrast, but on the black, it's so subtle, you can't even see it. It's just a shade of gray, very tonal. It is a very light support legging. The waistband has a light to a moderate support. You can feel there's a little bit of support here. When I really spread out that band, I felt a little resistance. It wasn't over the top because you know me, I don't really like tight waistbands. This absolutely was a perfect compression on me. True size small, it worked. I wouldn't size up or down. If you're in between, I would say size up if you prefer less compression, size down if you like a tighter fit. I really think you can go either way with this because it is so insanely stretchy. Now the material reminds me a little bit of Elevate, a little bit of Power, training leggings, remember training? It has such a soft feel, silky smooth, definitely feeling Elevate and Power more than anything, especially the back. Is this the back? Yeah, that's the back. They pretty much put the Power scrunch on this legging. It's like the Power and the Whitney scrunch all in one right here. Just like the Power and the Whitney scrunch, you don't feel it. It's not intrusive. When I squat, it's not like it's a floss up my booty. It feels just fine. So even though you can see it, you can definitely see it when it's just hanging up here. You don't see it when it goes on. Maybe ever so slightly. You can almost see a little bit of ruching around the glutes. If you have large glutes, you will fill this out and then some. Your cake will be popping, girl, all right? I haven't been able to do hip thrusts in like a month. So my peach is just a little bit pruned at the moment, but don't get it twisted. I'm getting back at it, all right? I am going to thrust and trust that thrust. So if you're trusting that thrust, girl, then you can trust these leggings, especially because on me, they were 100% squat proof. You guys know, we review pretty much all of Gymshark here on this channel. You know how rare it can be to find almost 100% squat proof leggings. Like, it's pretty freaking rare. So when I do stumble across really squat proof leggings, I gotta let y'all know. So we have the subtle scrunch that's accompanied by a nice V-seam. You know I love my V-seams. The one and only thing about these leggings, they're long. They're so long on me. That's such a bummer. My tall girls, you're behind the screen going, woo, woo. I was hoping you would say that. My short gals, can't have it all, can we? We can't reach things. We can't wear leggings that are long. Also, perform the sweat test on these, and I have to admit, I'm so sorry that I don't know where my spray bottle went, so I couldn't give you an accurate representation, but I tried to do what I could, and from what I gathered, you will see some sweat, but it will wick very fast off your skin. In the green. I mean, the black, you'll be just fine. In certain lighting, you will see cellulite. It's not bad though. For example, when doing the overlap, Bay said he did not see any cellulite, but when I was just walking around, checking myself out in the mirror underneath these lights, I could see some cellulite. So it really depends on the lighting. I call it situational cellulite. It's here, and then it's there, and then it's nowhere. I said this before, I'm gonna say it again. I think that this legging was overlooked. That's just my opinion, but with what I really love in activewear, my specific needs when it comes to leggings, how I like them to look aesthetically, how I like them to fit and mold to my body and move with me. I think they did a really good job on these ruched leggings. Okay guys, so that's what I have to say in today's video. Basically, the ruched leggings have all of the qualities that I liked in past previous collections all wrapped into one. For example, the waistband swoop. Loved it from the sweat seamless, they added it into the legging. The power / Whitney scrunch, love it, added it in. It's one of my favorite scrunches from Gymshark. I think this is one of the best Gymshark leggings that I've tried in a very long time. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that. I'm happy. Gymshark, if you're watching this video, 2 thumbs up. Great job on this legging. I would love to see more. I think my gals, I think you guys are really gonna love it. So give it a check if you want.
Online donations and rumors were spread through right-wing social media circles before later being debunked by Snow. Future President claimed, "You get paid to buy a house by killing a white man just makes sense." Future tweeted, "Reparations after all." Okay, so like I'm not gonna dump this fucking article on you. At this point though, full-blown nonsense. Can we go back to the guy who was right about her? Who was that guy who was right about her? What did he say about her again? Bitch, a Nazi? Smart man. You guys should follow her on Twitter and on YouTube. But yes, Nazi shit. This is pure Nazi shit. Pure Nazi shit. And so they're saying like reparations after all. Like, yeah, in this country you can kill a white man and get money. There's no good North Korean where a girl's like in North Korea and North America you kill a white man and get a free house. The next day, this response to Approx claiming body cameras filled with Black Lives Matter movement. In a corporate tweet, she stressed body cam shows from police altercation between Zachary and Sydney Wilson. Two Black Americans who were shot and killed by American police officers. One was injured consequences. Sandra had raised while being recorded, and others Wilson held a knife while responding officers gunpoint at her face. The video kept the second person circle. Who kept the Yeah, I remember that. Who is this one? Who was better? In both instances, body cam videos depict law enforcement actions of defense. However, the implication of Chris's part is that Black Americans are lying about the commonality of police brutality in the United States. The Citizen Project notes that Black Americans were 2.5 times as likely to get shot and killed officers as white. Per data from 2015 to 2021. That's why we say being a nice guy here. This rate, police will kill an estimated 1 in 1,000 black men, as we mentioned earlier. Police officers rate greater inclination to stop and search people of color because the differences in people's behaviors alone are unlikely to account for disparities in the police lives. Yes, of course, this is true. So once again, hello, how are you guys doing? We're having a great, fun conversation about police brutality. And Fisher's mid-April post hashtag breaking point for the V2023, causing many views on Twitter to criticize Gamer's self-partnership with the creator. One VTuber, Tayo, introduced Gamer's self-partnership 2 days after Fisher's tweets. While Tayo did not name Fish directly, he pointed out his concern with certain creators within the brand, sharing openly bigoted views without facing any consequences. I encourage fellow creators to stop weathering out their partnership with this company very completely, Tayo wrote. Don't agree that it's a good idea to just let them create content and try to let them to just make the best product on the internet. If it means aligning hateful people representing your brand. It remains unclear whether Gamer took the issue in response to Kier's behavior. For the record, the VTuber has previously welcomed controversy surrounding the brand risk Gamer's product by declaring, "Kudos to my marketing team, I am a brand risk." A Gamer's partner and her Nazi fan. So we haven't even got to the Nazi of it all. We got to the underpinnings of Nazism. We haven't even gotten to the Nazi part of the article. Amazing. Of course, Fisher may walk herself into a controversy of impossible independence. This could be the report after right-wing VTuber retweeted a Chris fan named This showed
Oh, we only that's fucking funky. I'm like, really?
How would you say it is quite literally next to your question. There's no way it should be like, oh, I didn't see this part. I didn't see this part. That's literally from one image that you see immediately. You can see the car from just the middle eyes right now. Like you can fucking see it. Look over here. Why don't you see yourself going like this? This is not more conventionally very particular. Like,
No, you're not dreaming. This is an Alphalete video. We've literally gone all summer without an Alphalete video. They've done little little turd drops here and there. A lot of tees, joggers, men's things. Nothing that made me really inspired to make an exclusive video about. I know we were all waiting for something big to come along. We are looking at the brand new Amplify Contour. They took the signature Amplify legging and they spiced things up a bit. When I first grabbed these babies out of the bag, I opened them like presents on Christmas Day and I was like, totally not what I thought they would look like, since I've just been seeing them pretty much on the iPhone like everybody else. So I really didn't know what to expect. I knew there would be contour, I knew it would be different, but I didn't know to what extent. Needless to say, we have a lot to talk about. Alphalete really did spice the game up with these. You can expect this drop happening on September 30th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And of course, as usual, if you find this video helpful and you see something you like that you're looking to snag, I do have my code Gaita that gives you 10% off at checkout, and it also goes towards helping this channel big time, keeping these reviews coming your way so you always know what to expect before the launch. Always let me know if you use it so I could give you a virtual kiss. It'd be something like this. First and foremost, I want to go over what exactly is dropping on launch day. From there, I'll be going in depth with the color palette that they have. There's some colors that are super similar to each other. So once we go over all of the colors in depth, then I'll be going into the actual review of the fit, the compression, how it's holding up in the gym. Actually did a full-fledged workout in it, so I have some things to say. I actually did do an Instagram Dropbox asking you guys if you had questions. You had really good, solid questions. So I'll be answering them throughout the video. So without further ado, let's see what it do. September 30th, 1 p.m. EST, you can expect the obvious contour leggings to drop with matching contour bras. Each color has a corresponding bra. We also have identical colors launching in the contour shorts that have a 5-inch inseam. I didn't grab any shorts this time around. Given the season change, I knew I would get a lot more use out of the leggings. We also have the Earth Dye Graphic Jogger, Earth Dye Natural Jogger, men's reform compression shorts and leggings, Cryptic Tee, Stencil Hoodie, and Stencil Vintage Cap. Stencil hoodies look pretty dope, not gonna lie. A little geometric, little color block, real intricate design, pretty abstract. I think they could be fun. Now that we're on the same page with what's dropping, let's go ahead and take a look at this dope color palette. Hi, here we are. We have 7 unique colors launching. We're looking at clay, which I'm wearing right now, which is my favorite. We have porcelain, sand, mocha, pewter, cashmere, and black. As you can see, this whole color palette is super muted. Really beautiful seasonal colors. Nothing's too loud and in your face like the last launch. That was tough. You either loved it or you hated it. I feel like there's a color for everybody here. You have some warm tones, you have some definite cool tones. This palette is definitely the perfect color range to kick off the season. Let's start with my favorite, clay. I'm so glad it wasn't too close to my skin tone, because in certain lighting I was like, oh my god, I think I look naked. Nobody likes that, alright? Because when you get that double glance, you don't know what it's for. It could be like, damn girl, that set looks fire on you. Or it could be like, damn girl, you forgot to put on your pants. This definitely looks like pumpkin spice. Just a really low-key, muted, calm, cool, and collected pumpkin spice. Looking closely, I'm actually not seeing any real marl stand out, so if you're looking for a solid tone or relatively solid, this could work. Porcelain is definitely the lightest color out of all of them. This has a little bit of a light tan, but with a tinge of lavender. Almost like a dusty pink, dusty lavender. It's really pretty neutral. It's very, very light though, and I'm not really seeing any marl in this one either. I'm gonna pull these 2 colors at the same time because they are the most identical to each other. To be honest with you, it was very hard for me to tell them apart, but I think I have it down. Okay, which one? Okay. Sand and mocha. Put them together, they look very similar, don't they? Sand has more of a warm tone brown to it, and mocha's a very cool tone color, so in certain lighting, it actually looks like there's some gray in it. Another big difference, the sand has a marl, whereas the mocha does not. So do you prefer marl, or do you want some solids? I like that they went with marl on the sand because it makes sense, you know? It's sand, you want some texture, like you almost can feel it in between your toes. Whereas mocha, it's a little more straightforward. It's solid, it's sleek, almost has a slight little shine to it, almost metallic. Sand is just a little more rugged. I like sand better. But not more than the clay. Just wanna make sure you know that. Pewter, hello. So here is our dark gray. This has a marl breakup, but anyways, this is a very cool tone gray, very dark. In certain lighting and very low lighting, it could almost look black. Not quite the color I gravitate towards. I don't really usually do darker grays. Next up is cashmere. This is a really dark brown, more of my speed, a little bit warmer than the pewter, but in terms of different shades of brown, this is definitely on the cooler side. It's not a warm brown. This I would say is more of just an espresso. It is hard to see, but this does have a marl breakup. Last but not least, black. Classic, staple, goes with everything kind of black. No marl breakup, just solid in your face. So if you're somebody who really loves this design, which we'll get into in just a second, but you just can't get behind all the fall-esque colors, all the muted tones, you're just a signature black legging kind of gal, you're in good shape. Like I said, clay is my favorite color, so I'm gonna use this legging as the example for like everything. Now let's get to the good stuff, shall we? They added some spice to this legging in all the right places. You actually have multiple contour textures. So we have a very, very fine baby rib paneling. Now this one goes almost under the glutes, not all the way. It just grazes the side glute and then continues down the leg, wrapping around the back. Then they added in a raised seam that follows that baby rib and then just goes off and does its own thing. Just trickles out at the end there. But then you get down to the most noticeable part of the contour, which is this waffle knit. a waffle knit. So when I saw this waffle knit, I was like, okay, this is either gonna be sick or make things a little difficult. It could potentially change the entire fit of this legging. Because look, just holding it up, this waffle contour cinches in the material. Here, I mean, look at it pucker in. When you're just hanging up your legging, it looks a little bit distorted, looking like you just washed these in lemon juice. But that's okay, that's natural. The waffle knit is pretty interesting. It wraps around the leg, down the leg, then you have some more race seam contour and fine ribbing. I mean, there's just a lot of contour. You can 100% feel the thickness of this waffle knit. The thing is when you put these on, as if amplifies weren't already difficult enough because you have to be super conscious of this butt scrunch. You can't just pull from the back. We all know that. I've ripped some amplify pulling directly from the scrunch. You always pull around that. When pulling these up, just be a little bit mindful of the waffle knit. If you're not super careful, and especially if you're somebody who has really long nails, you just got your nails done, and you go to pull up from the waffle knit, I believe since that material right in the little hole area gets a little bit thin and extra delicate, you can absolutely pop a hole in your waffle knit and that would suck beyond belief. I felt it myself, and look at me. I mean, I keep them as short as possible, so needless to say, yeah, it's an extra delicate legging now. It gives a nice thick, rough feel, but there's some little delicate areas you have to look out for. Now let's talk about sizing. I'm getting a lot of questions. Should I size down? Should I size up? Keep my true size? I kept my true size in everything, and I love it. Like, I just wouldn't have sized up or down in these. I always say when it comes to Amplify, given its insanely stretchy body molding material, you really can go either way, depending. Do you prefer a lot of compression in the waistband? If so, and if you're in between, sizing down could be okay for you. But if you're somebody who's just like, no, I can't do with compressive waistbands, and if you're in between, then size up. I'm happy with my true size small. If it ever came down to it, they're out of a size small, and I need to go one way or the other, or else I miss out on this legging, I'm gonna go ahead and probably size up. But that's because I absolutely hate getting cinched in the sides. More compression, not a good thing for me. It makes me angry, actually. Compression-wise, it is the same exact material as the previous launches, okay? They did not switch up the material one bit. The waistband is still the same, 3-tiered, tapered, baby ribs. I would say that this new round of Amplify Contour is super similar to the last launch, compression-wise, okay? I know back in the day, before they changed that waistband compression, sometimes the leggings would be a little too compressive. We all know that. We talk about it all the time. This is not like that. I didn't feel like they retracted back to real previous launches. This feels just super similar to the last launch. When they changed up that waistband, made it a little less compressive, everything's just reminding me of last launch. The darker the color, the more compression I feel. That's just how it is. The darker you go, so black was obviously the most compressive on me. The lightest compression was seriously like porcelain. It's not to a degree where I need to change sizes, not at all, but it's relatively noticeable. Okay, feels slightly more snug here. With a lot of these lighter colors, we're all thinking the same thing. How sheer are they? Not how squat proof, how sheer, because we know Alphalite's leggings tend to be super sheer because they're so thin. So take a look for yourself. Right over here, I'm squatting in a nude seamless thong. This is how I naturally squat in pretty much all of my seamless leggings. Over here, you can see me squatting in a black brief. This is just so you can see a true representation of just how sheer it can be. If you're somebody who has tattoos, or I don't know, it's your last underwear in the drawer and you're just stuck with a black brief, now you know what you're looking at. I know a lot of you are wondering about the scrunch. I could be wrong, but this is just what I'm hearing. That the scrunch is longer this time around, but I actually took my handy dandy measuring tape and I compared this scrunch to the last collection scrunch. They're just shy of 3 inches. You're gonna see cellulite in some of the thinner places, like the booty area, but I will have to say, it's not as bad as it's been, only because now we have this contour breaking things up, adding some thickness, some texture. It's super distracting from the cellulite. If you're worried about the camel toe situation, you gotta wear a thick seamless underwear with these. You just have to. Let's touch base on the new contour bra. Actually super happy with the contour bra for a few different reasons. Number one, we all know that Alphalete really likes to put out bras that, how do I say this kindly? They're not the most flattering in certain areas. That's just in my opinion, of course. I was happy to see that this contour bra, it gives back a little bit. You know what I mean? It gives back. In other words, Finally, some titty action. Now granted, this is still super low support. I'm cool with that, but I have to say I really like this direction that they're going into. The back is super comfortable. Nothing's pinching or digging. You have a nice simple racer back, but then they added in that massive keyhole. So you do see the gains right through. Very beautiful low scoop neckline. Thick straps, so it's just as comfortable as the other ones, okay? Still got the removable bra pads. You have a ribbed band underneath, but no elastic band, so you don't have that extra support, and it just lays flat against your skin. I'm super happy with my true size small though. Very happy. Their bras used to run really big on me. I think that they tweaked that a bit because now this size small is everything. I think that if I'm in between though, I would rather size down than up, because if I were to size up, we're gonna get a little big here and then I'm gonna pop a titty out. Nobody wants that. All right guys, so let's go ahead and see how these hold up when working out. Alright guys, so I just tested out all of these colors just so I can get the gist of how they fit and feel. The major thing I was looking for was how that waffle knit held up. Alright, I especially wanted to see how it held up when weights were rubbed against it, when I pulled and tugged like as if I was pulling them up to put them on, and hip thrusting, you know, the barbell rubbing up against the legging, and how the waffle knit actually felt on my skin. First and foremost, let me talk about the waffle knit, the feeling. I don't feel it. All right, when you rub your hands on it, you feel the texture, yes. But I didn't feel it on my skin. Right now I'm wearing the black, like I don't feel that waffle knit. The material in this Amplify is so silky soft that it just glides really nicely. I don't notice it one bit, which is crazy because if you flip the legging inside out, there's a pretty heavy texture. You can see the different woven textures. It's pretty thick. So I'm surprised at how comfortable it really was when working out, moving and bending in it. The second thing that I noticed was that the black legging, the one I'm wearing right now, feels completely different. Like the material doesn't even feel the same. It is made out of the same material. I checked the tag. It feels thicker, feels a bit more rugged. It doesn't feel as silky smooth as the rest of the colors do. The rest are very consistent. It's just the black one that feels different. And definitely more compressive. Each legging held up great though, hugged my curves, there's no gaping, no dipping, just how I love my Amplifies. After a while, I started to see it slowly starting to pull a little bit. If you look closely, like I said before, there's some spots there that get really thin in between the waffle knit. So if you're pulling pulling up by that knit and you have long nails, you're absolutely gonna put a hole in them. It will only be a matter of time. Especially if you're somebody who really likes to size down in the amplifies, say you like a more compressive fit, like I'm a little tighter on the glutes and things like that. You want less material, so you size down. Whatever your reason, if you were to size down, this is why I think that waffle knit's gonna be a little extra tender for you and a little more delicate because that very thin material is already spread out so much. So that's why I would not suggest sizing down too much. I keep looking over here at the camera. It's over there, my bad. But other than that, with weights rubbing against the material, the barbell, all that rough textures did not make my leggings pill. Right? And again, this was just my first few uses, so by all means, don't know how it's gonna hold up like 6 months from now, but this is just what I'm gathering. So big takeaway, I did all the exercises that we all love to do, those staple workouts, and they held up great. All right, we're gonna close the show with this really good question here. Which do I prefer? The OGs or the new contour? I think when contour's done right, it can really emphasize your assets in all the best ways. I also feel like it naturally gives it a sportier look. When I wear leggings with contour, swoops and swaps and all that, I just feel like it gives a little more dimension to a legging. It gives something for the eye to look at and just gravitate towards. And I feel like it just really adds a more athletic look. Not to say the OGs don't, but the OGs compared to the new contour makes the OGs look pretty flat. Still love my OG Amplify, do not get it twisted. But I am happy to see it slowly evolving with the times. And I do remember Christian saying this. He said that the Amplify needs to evolve a little bit. And I think they did it right. I'm happy to see them making the contour of this legging different from other brands that I've tried. It's very easy in this business for these brands that sell similar things to just kind of take inspiration from each other. So when I first saw these leggings online, not in person, but online, I really thought, oh, I think they're going for Honor Active vibes. Like maybe that's where the inspo came from. But getting them in person, seeing the waffle knit texture, these are unique to themselves. So to answer your question, yeah, I think I do like these more. Actually, I know I do. I think it adds just the right amount of spice to a legging that I already loved. All right, guys, you know the drill. Drop a comment with those thoughts. Are we in love? Are we gonna pass this round? Definitely don't forget to hit that subscribe button on your way out. This way you do not miss any future Alpha Lead videos, or Buff Bunny, or Gymshark, or YoungLA. Actually, we do have a Gymshark video coming up next, and there's a brand new print that we just have got to discuss. I'm sure you guys have seen sneak peeks. Oh, you haven't? Well, just hold on a second then. This literally just landed at my doorstep this morning. Let's go up close, shall we? What on earth is this? I know you recognize that Gymshark Adapt look. You gotta wait till next time. So hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. Alright guys, thank you so much for being here. I hope this review was super helpful to you. I love you guys so much, and I'll catch you in my next video.
You want to buy your clothes with limitation like you love because you love that. You like literally tell me I'm gonna get you fixed because you like your clothes limitation, Steven. You are buns. Tunic is funny. I love Tunic. No, I love Tunic and everything about it, especially like this in Resident Alien. He's freaking the show. Yeah, I'm a disgusting NIMBY. Yeah. Don't care. I don't care. I really don't care anymore. Fuck you, Forrest. I love you, girl. Why do I gotta make you love me so much? You fucking white bitch. Goddamn Florence View. Goddamn Florence View. I'm a wrestling fan. I even like to play Sarai, aka Paige, in that finals appearance. I hate all of you. I fucking. Wow, wow, you want me dead. Oh, oh, I got you again. Oh, no, 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 keep going, yes.
Let's play a little game. It's called Guess That Adapt Pattern. What are we looking at here? I feel like my mom right now. What? Am I getting old? It's hard to see.
Die. Crazy ass white girl who gets made up of bills that zip my health.
I know Gymshark didn't add another sibling to the Adapt family and not tell us. Not on Gymshark Women, not on Reddit. What's going on?
You know nothing.
Nevertheless, we were here to chat about the new Adapt Pattern Seamless and some other fun new launches that are simply divine. So let's go ahead and get into it. Keep in mind all these pieces are already live on the site. I'll also have them linked down below for your convenience. If you choose to use code AshleyG at checkout, it does save you 10% off all your Gymshark orders. Also help support this channel, so a big thank you if you do. Always be sure to let me know so I can personally thank you. Don't get it twisted, guys. Gymshark did a monster drop. This is just a little sprinkle of what they launched. There's a ton more in a lot of different colors. And you already know that Gymshark has a ton more cool stuff on the way, so if you have not already, definitely hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future launches. Thank you so much to Gymshark for sponsoring today's video. First things first, let's get to the bottom of this new Adapt Pattern Seamless. I'm not really sure what the pattern is. They don't really describe it at all. I guess we can just make it up as we go, right? To me, I felt like it looked like an earthquake. The more creative person might say looks like a cracked windshield, an old spider web perhaps. The brown one, for example, specifically reminds me of old tree bark. And I love nature, so hey, whatever. It's up to you. Keep your imagination alive with these. So according to Gymshark's website, this pattern does not belong to a subcategory of the Adapt family, such as the camo, or the animal, or the fleck. So I think it's its own thing here. They launched 3 new colors: green, brown, and black, which has a little gray in it. So I have the green and brown. First of all, this green color, it kind of glows. To me, to the naked eye, is such a beautiful, rich green. It's beautiful, like a jewel. The brown is super earthy. I feel like these 2 colors for the fall time, spot on. So fun fact, I actually sized up to a medium in both the leggings and the matching sports bras. Why, might you ask? Because a couple launches ago, I tried to fit myself into my true size small with the camo and it just didn't work. It was way too small. I felt like I had to size up in both the bottoms and the bra. Now, fast forward to the last camo launch, which was the last Gymshark video I did on this channel. If you guys watched that, you would know when I sized up in those, it ran too big. So I grabbed a size medium and to my surprise, it was too big. So if you guys are considering this legging, do Gymshark returns a favor and just stick to your true size in these. So material wise, I'm feeling a lot of the Adapt Marl. You still have that stretch. It is your signature Adapt collection legging, so it feels thick, it feels insulating. It is extremely squat proof, okay? We all know that about the Adapt. So a lot has not changed. If you're used to the Adapt line and you love it, chances are you're gonna love these too. But with this lack of change comes dun dun dun, staring you in the face, we have the butthole patch. With a new Gymshark Adapt legging, I would have loved nothing more than to see a brand new updated scrunch, but they kept that very patchy scrunch on the back here. Now, even though I loved this scrunch like 3 years ago, maybe 4, times they have changed, and now I prefer a much more natural natural discreet scrunch. So even though I feel like this is very much like the Fleck, a little more thin of a design, not so bulky like the camo or the animal prints. We know the Fleck has a raised seam contour, no scrunch, which is why I love it. It's one of my favorites. They added it on here, so it's a little bit of both. You have a little bit of animal and you have a little bit of the Fleck in here. Same thing in terms of length, so it comes at a very comfortable length for me. So my biggest takeaway when it comes to these leggings is just staying with your true size. If you're in between is the only time I would suggest sizing up. There's more of a difference in these bras than the leggings. What do we think of this design? So they took the butt scrunch and they smack dabbed it right in the middle of your bust. And they elongated it. I actually really like how it scrunches in the middle and rises up from your torso. I actually think it's really flattering. It really draws your eye to your torso. The curve is subtle, but yet it still works in contouring your body. I personally think this scrunched ruche looks better on the bra than on the booty. Gymshark, you can add it on here. Just take it off the bum, please. The back is very straightforward. It does curve down, a little plunge right on the back. Something I noticed right away in terms of the fit, even though this bra was big, you can even see it lipping in certain areas. The cut of the arm was a little too snug. So it pinched in, gave me that unnecessary bulging. So it looked a little bit funny on me, where it was baggy in some places. You could see excessive material, but then in some places it looked like it was just pinching in a bit. So this bra is a little bit confusing because half of me is really grateful that I sized up, because if it was a size small, I feel like that pinching right around the arms would have been really bad, but at the same time, everywhere else looked a little too big. But if you're in between, size up. That's where I would go. Let us take a moment to talk the new Power, shall we? Now, I only have one set from the Power. I know you guys had some questions about the leggings. I was supposed to get them. They didn't arrive, so I'm sorry.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna have to just share with you my thoughts on the shorts and the new sports bra. So all around, I am a fan of the Power collection, but they went ahead and they made a new recipe here with this one. Are we surprised yet? No. Okay, first and foremost, we're starting with the shorts. I grabbed them in my true size small. You guys know I am not a fan of really tight, short shorts. I wish I sized up to a medium this time around. Normally I don't have to, but because they made some alterations, now I wish I did. Here's what they did. Did I say did twice? Yes, I did. Oh my God. They added a really tiny, thin, elastic strip band right at the top of the seam here. What that does, it's great for the gym, right? No dipping, no sliding. Great, wonderful. But to somebody like me who really is conscious about things grabbing my hips, I don't like that feeling. I have a short torso, so I feel like if you just bulge me in, I just look like I have an even shorter torso. Well, that's what that did. It felt like it was just digging in a little bit too much. They added seam contour paneling going down the front of the legs. Now, I'm not against this. I think that's pretty cool, all right? You're adding some movement, you're mixing things up. They went ahead and created a high to low. You can even see it as I'm holding it up. Do you see how high the front of the shorts are compared to the back? I'm gonna go ahead and say it's about a 3-inch inseam in the front, and maybe if you're lucky, a 4-inch in the back. Now you know, 3 inches is just too small for me.
That's what she said.
That's just my preference. So I was a little bit bummed to see that. I was like, okay. But if you're really into bodybuilding, I think it could look really flattering. They kept that scrunch bump. That's the biggest concern of mine. They kept that. Thank you very much. Guys, over here's a clip of me doing this exercise that I literally have never done a day in my life. But I figured test it out, test for roll up, just in case you're a sadomasochist and you like to inflict pain on yourself and you actually do these exercises. Now you know how these shorts will hold up. But needless to say, the shorts, they made their way up, but they did not actually roll up. So I'll give them that. This bra, in my opinion, was almost perfect. Do you remember in like previous launches for the Power Bra, they had straps that went this way? It's as if they detached it and then added them down here. After trying to figure out for the first 5 minutes how to actually put this on with these straps, I wasn't sure if it like went around your neck or what the deal was. I had to go on the website and look, and then I was like, oh, okay, all right. It's simple as can be. You just literally just lays around your rib cage. Cool. What threw me off is the fact that the straps here were pretty loose. So I assumed that it needed to do something else than just lay here. But then I thought to myself, I was like, okay, that was actually a very smart move on Gymshark's part, because they want to add a little something here, but they don't want it to cinch in and pinch you out in unnecessary places. So other than these straps, this is pretty much the same exact Power sports bra that we're used to. Still have the ruching right down the middle. I have a question though. Are you struggling right now to make out what this sports bra actually says? It's like a fever dream. It's like a Dali painting. You start hallucinating. It's definitely trippy, and I'm pretty sure somewhere in here it says Gymshark and the word power. Pretty sure the year 2000 is somewhere on here too. This bra is very true to size. I'm happy with my size small. If I'm in between, I would probably size up rather than down, especially with this strap. Okay, you don't want it pinching on in, do you? This bra does not come with bra pads. And you don't have the option to insert either. But do you need them? For me, no. I honestly didn't realize it till I just felt myself up that there were no pads. I thought there were pads in here like the whole time. One thing I love about the Power Sports Bra that they kept consistent is the back. I love the back. It's like really thick back thong, but it's all mesh, very breathable. It really does work with this type of material because it's the Power collection. It's meant to be lifted in, you're meant to carry that weight, girl, and you need something that's gonna breathe with you. Overall, I really like this design. I think it's gonna be hit or miss for a lot of people. I think it really worked. Had a little personality, especially in this red. I feel like this zesty red color, it really deserves this pattern. So if you wanna have some personality, grab it. If not, stick with the solid pieces. At least they added some variety, which they tend to do with the Power collection. They always did that. They'll add in some abstract, crazy print and then have some solids to go along with it. I actually saw online the dark teal color that came out. I really think that is so fitting for the season. I kind of wish I got that one. And speaking of Power, we have the Power joggers and the crop zip up in the color Carmine Red. This is your quintessential Santa Claus red, is how I'm gonna go. It is so cheery, is it not? This works flawlessly with this bra, okay? Because you do have the Carmine Red within this zesty red, so it definitely pairs well. I'm slowly phasing out of my like cropped and midi fits. That was 2019 Ash. I'm now in my full length oversized, the baggier the better kind of look, which we'll get into in just a second. What I like about the Power jogger sets is that they are really designed for wearing over your gym sets. So if you like wearing shorts to the gym, but it's cool out, you want to warm up, grab these sweats and you can throw it right over top. I like it because they have a nice lining to them that isn't seriously gonna stick to your skin like traditional plush joggers. It's not a super rough texture. It's not like terry cotton, but it's along the lines of that, just a tad softer. So it doesn't scratch against your skin. You can squat, you can warm up on the treadmill, and it's super comfy. I also really like the fact that it's pretty lightweight. It's not super heavy like the rest day sweats, so you're able to move around and not feel the pressure of it just pulling on you. You do have a drawstring and two open pockets. You got ribbed cuffs right on the bottom. Overall, a really nice, relaxed fit. I think if you're in between and you prefer more of a form fit, you could size down, especially if you just want to wear them athleisurely. But yeah, really nice, high quality gym jogger set. I have no complaints here. Now I'm personally saving the best for last. This is what I deem the best out of this entire haul. These are the Lifting Essentials graphic jogger and sweatshirt. Yeah, I have been seeing this sweat set pretty much go viral. I've been seeing it everywhere. Out of everything I shared with you, like this sweat set's making its rounds, and I definitely understand why. This set is, how do you say?
Perfektenschlag.
This set's perfect. Now I grabbed it in the light gray core marl, but they also have these in black, and I know that the sweater comes in white as well. You have the ultra soft brush back fleece, completely lined in this set. It is so stinking soft, but what I really respect about this set is the fact that it's not heavy. Rest day sweats, they have some density to it. This is seriously so lightweight. I mean, you can move around in them and just be comfy and not feel pressed down. It's oversized in all the right places, but then it does taper around the leg nicely. Now these are an oversized fit, so if you wanted to, you could size down. I love my true size small. No, I said before, the baggier the better. I'm just like in that era right now. Give me the oversized comfy fits, please. And what I really love is that these joggers, they are not cinching my waist. They don't even grab it, not even a little bit. They just kind of like hover. They don't go anywhere. When you squat, it's not like your whole booty's, crack's gonna be hanging out. They're secure, but like they leave you alone too. You know what I'm saying? There's not even a freaking draw cord in here to tighten because that is how confident Gymshark was in these joggers. I feel like you totally could warm up in these at the gym. Me personally, I don't really like warming up in plush lined things. I'm more of like the power jogger, so I'm not, you know, sticking to the jogger when I sweat. But I feel like this is absolutely perfect for just lounge days. You want to grab a coffee and just look fly as hell, give some street style, some casual looks. College students will love these. Those late night library study sessions with some coffee, girl. Been there, done that, wish I had these. Now, this is a print, but it's not one of those like peely prints. They did a good job. It almost looks like it's just stained into the sweater. I wanted to make note on that because if you're really considering this, but your main concern is like, well, how cheap is that print? It's not. It's good quality. You do have 2 pockets, no zipper, and in case you're wondering what this is made out of, again, brushback fleece lining. The rest of it is made of a cotton and a polyester, so it's not ultra stiff. There's a little bit of give, but not much. So I think the oversized fit works for this material. This set's giving Rest Day a run for their money. This set is a 10 out of 10 for me. What are our thoughts on the new Gymshark releases? If you guys have any other questions that I did not touch base on in this video, comment down below. Thank you all so much for watching. I love you, and I will catch you in my next video.
I like those. Ooh, the potato feels something. Woof. Woof. Pick on. Pick on.
It would be a little unkind to present this picture without just a word of friendly warning. I think it will thrill you. It may shock you. It might even horrify you.
What's up, ghoul friends? Are you ready for another Buff Bunny Halloween video? I can't believe it's already that time of year. I'm so excited. This is my favorite. October is my month, okay? This is when I come alive, I jive, I thrive. I'm all about it. Spooky season, this speaks to my soul. And I can say the same for Buff Bunny. Over the years, some of my favorite Buff Bunny collections have been from their Halloween drops. The Mad Scientist, the Undead collection, and now we are introducing 7 Deadly Sins. This is actually in collaboration with one of their athletes, Kara Corey, so they collaborated on this launch, and I'm really excited to bring to you guys the brand new drop. You can expect these pieces to launch October 7th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and as usual, if you use my code Gaita, it does save you 10% off all your Buff Bunny orders, and it also does help contribute to this channel, so I thank you guys so much if you do. Always let me know so I can personally thank you. I have got to admit something right here. Full transparency. So I wasn't originally going to make an exclusive video about this. As much as it would break my heart, you know me, Halloween. Buff Bunny, I have to say, they didn't send me a lot of what was expected, so it made filming a little bit difficult because I had things that just didn't really go with anything, super random, so I simplified the haul so that these outfits made a little bit more sense. Now, this isn't on Buff Bunny. They're an amazing team to work with. Half the time it really is just warehouse issues. They don't get the items in enough time, things like that, so it's all good. I'm just letting you guys know I don't have a whole lot to share with you today. We are, of course, going to go over the brief because there's a lot of cool stuff launching, but it's not not going to be an insane haul. Like I said in the beginning of the video, Buff Bunny's Halloween drop's usually my favorite of the year. You remember that skeleton bodysuit, right? It was so Halloween and so original, like it just would make me scream with joy. But I have to say, this year, they definitely tamed things down a bit. A lot more solid colors, no crazy real patterns other than the holographic, which I love. I believe, now this is just me, I feel like those more intensive Halloween drops are really only good for a very short period of time. And I do think that maybe they're going towards more of staple items you could wear all throughout November. This way, you get more use out of your clothes. I just feel like that's the route they're taking, and that's totally understandable. So let's go ahead and see what the frig they're dropping. Over here, you can find the entire color palette and the materials used. So taking a look at their selects, the two things that stood out to me in this launch, obviously what I'm wearing, the Mood Ring holographic, this is a must. I know I already got it last year, but I had to get it again because I needed to size up because last year's just doesn't quite fit like it used to. The Sinful legging as well, mostly because that lust color is literally to die for. It's a mixture of a burgundy and like a little bit of purple. It's just so beautiful for the season. I was like, I absolutely have to grab that one. As you can see, we have a ton of tops. We have the Alpha Bra, the Seductress, Corset, Sphinx, Double Twist, Sultry, Alpha. I mean, there's so many to choose from. I think you guys will notice there's no picture for the Aggressive Scrunch leggings. I actually requested that one. I didn't receive it. But when I saw the word aggressive, and you know me with scrunch bumps, I'm like, give it to me. The more aggressive, the better. As long as it doesn't hurt. As long as it's not a vicious scrunch, we're good. They're also launching some cloud pieces. The Phantom jacket looks pretty cool. And some accessories. You got a headband, scrunchies, a beanie, which I got, and the Game Changer backpack, but teeny tiny. I thought that was a really cute addition. I'll also throw in the FAQs. This is great in case you are somebody who shops Buff Bunny often. You can see what pieces have changed, what to expect. So it's really helpful that they add that in there. But let's take a look at what I do have to share with you today. The Rebel legging with the Alpha Sports Bra V2 in Mood Ring holographic. Now I'm so glad to see this come back. To be honest with you, maybe this will be like a signature thing every single year. These sold out so fast last year, so I'm not surprised that they relaunched it. This is a very special set in my eyes, because it's freaking holographic. Are you kidding me? You look like a gypsy fortune teller or somebody who just like makes potions, but not quite a witch. You know what I'm saying? Fun fact, I size up to a medium in every single Buff Bunny bottom you're about to see. I'm so glad I did that with these Rebel leggings. If you guys know this material, this Elysium, it's a bit stiff in some places, although there's a good amount of stretch. It's a very plasticky type of feel, which is why I don't prefer working out in this. These are my show leggings. I will wear these with a big baggy hoodie. Go into a haunted house. I don't know, this might be distracting in a haunted house. You don't want to do that to other people. They're gonna be looking at your leggings and not the animatronics. You don't want to do that. People are gonna think you're part of the Halloween display. I would take that as a straight up compliment. But nevertheless, right around the joints when you're really squatting down, it gets a little snug, tight, not the most comfortable to work out in, so these are just for show. I don't know if you guys can really tell. Yes, you can. What am I talking about? The leggings have a different color than the sports bra. I feel like the sports bra is a little bit more bluish green, and then the leggings have way more purpley blue in them. This is such a beautiful midnight, moonlight color. They pair so perfectly. I feel like the Alpha Sports Bra, this V2, works so well with this set. It's so sexy. It is. And it's very comfortable actually. So the straps are very thick, they are adjustable. The back straps though, what I really like is that they're laser cut, so there's no heavy seam on those really thick straps. I appreciate that, so there's no actual digging. I do feel like it runs a little snug though, however, right at the underbust, these seams are a bit thick, so if you're in between, sizing up is how you want to go. But for me, I'm great with my true size small. Now, if this set is just howling at the moon way too loud for you, I get it. You can totally mellow it down with the Seductress sports bra. This is in the color Vanity. It's a really deep, dark eggplant purple. I actually didn't order this bra at all, but they did give it to me, and I actually really like it. I think that added contour right around the chest is really cute. Really switches things up a bit. I would give it a low support. You do have adjustable straps that crisscross in the back. They do have removable bra pads, and at the very, very bottom, there's a tiny elastic band for extra support. Overall, very happy with my size. To pair with this bra, I actually have the Rosa Pocket Shorts 6-inch inseam. Again, I sized up to a medium. I really love the fit. Right around the waist, it doesn't hug in too much. There's no roll up because the length is perfection. I love the double side pockets. This I can wear out on a warmer October, November day and be a-okay. If you guys know me, you know my favorite Buff Bunny leggings, the Legacy. They actually didn't release any this time around. It's okay, they've been doing a lot of that. But a close second definitely has to be the Rosa pocket legging. They are releasing the normal Rosa leggings, but I'm super happy with the pocket shorts. This entire set is made out of their really soft new Brave fabric. It's pretty insulating, so I think it's great for the colder weather. The Sinful legging. Wow, look how rich and beautiful this color is. This is in the color Lust. I asked for the Wicked bra in Lust to match, but I didn't receive it. It's okay. I still have the leggings to chat about. Now, you know how I was saying I sized up in every single legging today and short? Well, guess what? I did in the Sinful leggings and I regret it. I was so upset because this was the legging I was most looking forward to. Let me take off the friggin' clips, okay? Because I need to just... This legging has a super thick elastic band right at the waist. It almost has a satiny look to it, little bit of a shine, not too in your face, and it has a Buff Bunny collection logo that just wraps all the way around, like many logos wrapping around the waist. When I first got them in and I went like this, I instantly knew. I said, my size medium doesn't work for this. I'm gonna wish I had a small, and I do. Please, if you are just looking to snag this legging, stick with your true size, okay? It'll make me feel better knowing that you did and that you're not gonna regret your purchase and have to make returns and exchanges, because I don't know if this will be sold out or not. A lot of Buff Bunnies drops, when something hits, it hits, and it's sold out and it's gone forever, unless they do a random restock. You can see in this footage the huge gape around my waist. Needless to say, I was super disappointed because this was the color in this entire launch I was most looking forward to. This Lust is everything. I think this would be really workout friendly. This material is so super duper stretchy. It's made out of nylon and spandex. The band, however, seeing as it's a bit too big on me, I couldn't really give an accurate review, but I'm gonna assume if you hate bands that dig or create a little bit of cinch around the waist, you might want to gravitate away from these. They said that this is most like the Queen Bee legging from the Naked collection. I would agree to a certain extent that the seam placement, yes, totally similar, absolutely. The overall fit of the legging though, the feeling, this feels just a little bit more like the Gymshark fit. You remember that one? You got the band, you got a real stretchy material. That was a super underrated legging from Gymshark. That is what I feel in this particular legging. My mind did not go towards the Queen Bee legging. That's just me. Last but not least, I have the Material Girl ribbed flare legging, paired it with the Covet crop top in black. Let's start with the leggings. So again, size medium, I sized up, perfect fit. I'm so happy with it. In fact, it still feels a little bit snug around the waist, but I'm not gonna size up 2 sizes. That's gonna be ridiculous. I've been a huge fan of the Material Girl ribbed leggings. I always say they are the best athleisure leggings that Buff Bunny has to offer when it comes to more of a loungy style, a little more casual, something you can wear cuddling up at home watching a movie or throwing on your Uggs and going for a walk. Rib detailing is really nice. There's a nice amount of stretch in these babies. Now, I saw 3 different inseams on the brief. I believe there's gonna be a 29 inch, a 32 inch, and a 34 inch full length legging. I believe the one that I received was the 32 inch inseam just by measuring with my measuring tape. Without a doubt, it was too dang long for me. I obviously should have went and received a 29 inch inseam. Do I think that's still going to be long on me? Yeah. Like I said before, 23, 24, maybe 25 inch inseam is okay. 29 inch is just gonna be too big. Look how tiny the waist is though. All right, this is a medium. Again, I sized up. The waist is small. It does feel a little bit compressive, but what's crazy is the rest of it just molds right around your legs, your glutes. I think it's pretty fire, honestly. I think that they did a really great job in the quality as well, because it is relatively thick. It's not thin, it's not cheap, you're not gonna poke a hole through it. They did a great job with this. And they even added on that signature Buff Bunny emblem on the back that just shines. So I think the overall quality of the material, girl, ribbed everything, like that whole range, is so good. The Covet crop top. Stuck with my true size small. It's pretty good. If you're in between though, maybe size up. I know that Buff Bunny, usually when you're in between Buff Bunny, sizing up is just the way you want to go. I feel like a lot of their pieces, they can snug around a little too tightly, hug you in certain places that you're just like, okay, let up a bit, would ya? Same with this, I feel like the band underneath, it could be better. But nevertheless, I'm okay with my true size small. This is a non-adjustable top. You do have some corset styles to this. It curves inward at the bottom, creating a really nice silhouette. You also have the seams that run down, also giving it that corset look. I think the neckline is super pretty. It does show off the girls really nicely, really enhances them beautifully. I feel like this top could be perfect for a date night. You kidding me? A nice high-waisted skirt, pair of jeans, you name it. They still added in the removable bra pads and it's a full built-in bra underneath. So you just need this, no bra, nothing else, no nip pads, and you're out the freaking door. This is in fact made out of their new Brave fabric, so nice and comfy for all day wear. Low to moderate support. Again, not something I would necessarily wear to the gym. I really wanted a black Buff Bunny beanie. Okay, I did. It is super cute. It is an embroidered logo. It's tonal. It blends right in. So it's not in your face. Black will go with anything. Gotta keep my noggin nice and warm. Alrighty guys, so what are our thoughts on the 7 Deadly Sins Halloween drop? Comment down below your thoughts on this launch. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, definitely hit that subscribe button. We always have some more Buff Bunny to chat about here on this channel. Thank you guys so much for being here. I love you and I will catch you in my next video.
Digital, you're not Chuck. Yet Chuck, you would never be her. I literally want to put all of my all along. And you pay for it. Yes. The cultural war continues. Mm. Yeah, you mean I care about
maybe not super famous. On the note of restraint, let's talk about what we class as go-to work. Maybe something like you feel like taste about this episode. Now, the first one is a very famous one amongst Doctor Who fans. It's completely unknown by anyone who is just casually watching the series because the entirety of canonicity is built on a singular show.
We got fall palettes galore up in here. What's up, guys?
Compared to the mutants that she viewed all humans in this distant future to be. She was a major villain in the 7th episode of the 4th season in 2005, back when Eccleston was wearing the Doctor base, and was part of an episode designed to show Rose.
Welcome back to the channel. We're here to chat about some brand new YoungLA releases. Let's see what they have in store for us, because I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's really good. And I'm gonna go ahead and say this before the video even begins. Best cargo pants I've ever tried, hands down. These pieces are dropping October 12th, and do keep in mind my code AshleyG gives you an additional 15% off of your entire order. So let me know if you do use the code. Helps you out, it also helps us out here on this channel as well. So thank you so much. Let's see what we got. Let's check out the Vital Flare pant. No relationship to Gymshark's Vital. When I first saw Vital, I was like, Vital? What's the color palette look like? Good question. This palette is quintessential fall right here. We have, of course, your staple black, right? Pairs with everything. Every collection should have a staple black. Let's move on to one of my favorites, Milk Chocolate. The perfect name for this specific shade. It literally is milk freaking chocolate. Classic burgundy. I love this shade because not only is it great for October, but you can wear all throughout November as well. Thanksgiving, nice red wine in hand, feeling toasty, reading a book. This is what this color reminds me of. And last but not least, Midnight Blue. This is such a beautiful navy blue. Perfect for those who aren't really into all the warm tones that are associated with fall. This works well when you're looking for a color that's going to work into the winter months. Every single color has that signature logo on the back. It's very plain text, very small, but it's a light gray on every single color. To match the new Milk Chocolate bra, I paired it with their brand new men's cozy thermal joggers. Bay got his own set too. It's like a waffle knit. Love this brown color. The logo's embroidered, written in cursive. It is such a cozy fall fit with a pair of Uggs. These actually launch on October 10th, so keep an eye out for those. Let's take it from the top. We have a V waistband. It is a crossover. It flaps, it's not sewn together. Keep that in mind if you're doing any side bends, it might shimmy a little bit. I actually really like that the compression isn't too insane, so it's not gonna cinch in too much and create an unflattering look. I think they did a great job with this waistband compression. It's very light, low support throughout this entire legging pant. I don't know which one to call it because it's a legging and a pant, right? Half of it's a legging. The flare is what makes it a pant. I'm gonna just call it a lant, all right, for short. It's a legging pant, lant. There's no front seam. Kind of rare these days when it comes to flares. Sometimes you're just like, oh my god, this is so cute. And then you zoom into the picture, you're like, wait a minute, do I see a front seam? What is that? But it's okay, no front seam here. I really, really love the fact that they did not skimp on the backside. No, they did not. There's no scrunch bump. There's no additional help here. Let me just check the inside of it. Yeah, no, it's just a normal seam. This regular seam on the back is scrunch bum quality. If you want flares that are gonna really enhance your glutes, you're looking at it. You even have a very slight arch seam right above the glutes. Really just works perfectly in showing off every curve you got back there. What really helps give it its shape is that it's not compressive around the booty. But with that being said, I did work out, do some lightweight movements in these flares, just in case you're somebody who's like, okay, I want to be active in these, maybe not necessarily do any CrossFit or anything intense, but I do plan to maybe go for a walk, wear it outside, and do normal everyday things. Totally. That's why I took it on the treadmill. You do see cellulite. It's a relatively thin legging. It's not too thin. It's not like Alphalete Amplify Thin. There is some density to it. I feel a nice quality, a really nice stretch. The material's thick enough to be concealing, hence why it's pretty dang squat proof, but it's not thick enough where it's gonna conceal the cellulite. Sweat does show up in this legging, but it doesn't really bother me. I plan to wear it outside on a nice crisp, cool day. I don't anticipate sweating in these. I hope not. I hate those hot fall days. Nothing pisses me off more than a hot fall day. You know, when you wrap up in a sweater, you grab your pumpkin spice coffee and then it's 80 degrees. Yeah, I don't like you. Welcome to New Jersey right now. Gonna reiterate real quick, extremely squat proof. I think this is important not just because if you plan to work out in it, but even just going around to pick up your dog's poo. I don't know. That's the first thing that literally popped into my head. Working our way down, we have a pretty nice sized flare. I know we're all thinking the same thing. Ash, is that too long on you? Just take a guess. Just take a stab in the dark, would ya? Of course they are. Because if they weren't, then that would mean that these leggings are perfect. And Ash just doesn't live in a perfect world, does she? I don't always get what I want. They're long. I was so bummed because once I like pulled them up and I was like, oh my god, glute aesthetic, oh my god, they're so comfortable, and then I saw how long they were, I was like, ouch. However, I did wear the flares with this specific Nike shoe. There's You guys rave about these Nike sneakers. I mean, more than any other sneaker that I own. I'm constantly getting questions on these. I don't remember the name off the top of my head, but there's like letters and numbers. You know how Nike does their things, like 1900 Z9154. So I'll have these linked down below for you. Anyways, I made sure that I chose a relatively high platform sneaker to wear with these flares, and they were still long on me. If these were just a half an inch shorter, I could have been okay wearing these sneakers. I'm just a half an inch too short. So needless to say, unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to stick with wearing these flares with some serious wedges or heels, which really limits me, doesn't it? So if you're 5'3.5", 5'4", or taller, you guys, you're gonna rock these flares. You're gonna love them. My true size small was really good. If you're in between, I would suggest maybe sizing up only because unless you really like a snug waistband, I feel like sizing down might cause a cinch. These are very body fit, so I think that you'll be okay if you size up if you're in between. And something I really wanna make known is that where these seams are placed, it doesn't feel tighter around those areas. I know with some leggings, you know, you gotta be careful. The seams really dig in. That's what you feel the most when wearing a pant or a legging. Not here. This doesn't even feel like there are seams. To pair with the Vital Flare pants, we have some matching sports bras. For something so simple and minimal looking, we got a few things we need to chat about. First things first, we have a V neckline, but the underbust. That's where they got a little bit creative. There's a little bit of a swoop. You can see it's not just straight across. You have a slight little wave to the underbust. I'm seeing this trend a lot lately. I believe it was Buff Bunny's Inner Lights collection where I really noticed like, oh wow, they add some curvature to that sports bra. This one's a lot more subtle though. I almost didn't notice it until I really looked at myself in the mirror. I was like, is this bra curved underneath? It is. You do have removable bra pads and there's a little nip seam. The thing with nip seams, for me anyway, is it gets tricky wearing shirts over top because it can look like your nipple's hard. Let's be real. So I always prefer no nip seam, but if you're wearing this as just a sports bra, it adds a little something to the girls, right? No? Not at all? Okay. We do have very thin adjustable straps. As you'll notice, I'm working out in this sports bra. It is extremely low support. I'm glad they added adjustments because I definitely needed to utilize them. Unless you're looking to have a boob, just make a run for it, I would avoid any high intense workouts with this. Now it did hold up when I did overhead dumbbell raises. Not gonna be doing hang cleans in these. I don't even do hang cleans anyway, who am I kidding? Nothing then, just the basics, really. Now I would not have guessed it with this bra, but there is the tiniest, teeniest, ittiest, bittiest little baby band that I've ever seen. I almost overlooked it. So just like the curve underneath, this band, they're there but they're not. You almost got me, YoungLA, you almost got me. I do believe that this little tiny band was the reason why when I did overhead presses, this bra didn't just slide on up, okay? There is some support to this bra underneath. I'm thankful for that. For without that band, I don't think that I could work out in this at all. All right guys, so we just finished the workout part of this video. We have mirrors now, by the way, in our gym studio. I love it, but I'm also like forgetful, so I forget that you can literally see me right now, which is kind of cool, right? And Bay's in the background, yeah, he's doing something. We tested out every single color. The flares are so good. Like, I don't normally work out in flares, but they just moved with my body. They felt really nice. The only thing is they're flares. So you have some extra, you know, baggage at the bottom. You could get caught on stuff, you know, I don't know. I got a little weirded out on that treadmill. I just pictured the flare just getting tucked underneath the treadmill and me flying back against the wall. Some Final Destination shit. But I was good. Nothing bad happened to me yet. The bra, however, very low support. I like that it's adjustable. I think it's really flattering. Only issue I feel is that there's a lot of seams. Like, the whole outline of this bra has seams everywhere, so I don't believe it's going to be good for all day wear. If you're considering wearing this out traveling for the whole day, I think those seams are going to get just a little annoying after a while. I started feeling it myself. I was like, all right, they're getting a little bit scratchy. Big takeaway with this bra, I feel like I would much rather wear it to a gym than wear it with an outfit for all day wear. I'd rather just wear it for like an hour working out. The flares though, if you enjoy wearing flares to the gym, they're definitely gym girl friendly. I did see cellulite though. I was walking on the treadmill. It's thin fabric. It's breathable, it's gonna happen. Again, stuck with my true size small, very happy with the sizing. If you're in between, just like the flares, you might wanna consider sizing up rather than down, only because these seams, like I said before, could start to dig after a while. Especially with this thin of a strap with a bunch of seams, rather up than down. Not gonna lie, I was really excited to review the travel joggers. I said it in the beginning of this video, and I will absolutely say it again because I'm that confident that these are my new favorite cargos. The travel cargos are actually coming in a really pretty neutral palette as well. We have olive green, a beautiful rich dark brown, a super light gray, which I'm not gonna lie to you, this was actually one of my favorites and I didn't anticipate that. I thought the brown and the green were gonna be my favorites, but something about this light gray, it's different. You know, it's just different. And of course, your basic black. Not only do I think they were spot on with the seasonal color palette, that goes without saying. Forget the colors. Let's look at the damn thing. I'm gonna choose olive green for our chit chat. Starting up top. No, get this out of here. We need to look at this beauty for all that it is. Up top, we have a draw cord waistband. It is so comfortable. Does not dig, does not cinch, does not argue with me. They're just so relaxed, which is a big reason why I think they're called the travel cargo joggers, because you could wear this all day long. These are extremely lightweight. You even have a nice decent stretch in them, so they move with your body. When I squat down and I go to a low to the flow squat, there's no restriction whatsoever. There's no part, even around the joints, where I feel like, it's a little snug. Oh man, it just moves with me flawlessly. And on top of that, it doesn't dip in the back when I squat, which is very common with very stiff pants. These are not stiff. Like I said, extremely lightweight. If you're wearing this on a relatively warm fall day, you're gonna love these. They're high waist too, so you can easily wear a bodysuit underneath, the rib tees that I'm about to share with you in a second, or even a nice baggy hoodie with these. You can really play around with these cargos. Not to mention that you have a ton of different pockets. So you have two side pockets that are open, two cargo pockets on the back. They do not Velcro or seal. And then you have not one, but two more cargo style pockets down the leg. One is bigger than the other, gives you a little extra baggy room so you can put your phone and other things in it. It almost reminds me of a windbreaker material, but it doesn't swoosh that much when you walk. It's not a noisy cargo pant. You know what I'm talking about. When it's like, what the? And people can hear you down the hallway at school. Like. But you know what is loud about these pants? A da booty. It made the peach pop. I appreciate that very much. It wasn't excessive to the point where it was obnoxious, okay? It's not like I could feel it running up my booty. I didn't feel like I had a wedgie, anything like that. It was just had a really nice lay to it. This material just had a nice graze over my bod. I also really love the fact that you can wear these wide leg, or you can cinch it in with the toggle that they provide at the end here. I wear it with the toggle drawn in. I do like that cuffed around the ankle look, but I also need it because I'm short. If you remember from one of my previous YoungLA videos, I reviewed their really beautiful satin cargo pants, and they were too small on me. I had to size up. When I sat down, they were hanging out for dear life, like getting stretched out. It was just, it killed me because I really love those. These are so not like that. These are extremely true to size. If you're in between, you prefer a more tight fit, I feel like you could get away with sizing down, only if you're in between though. Stick with your true size here. I actually had a gal DM me asking if these would be great for dancing. Heck yeah. Because these are so thin and lightweight, they're also very breathable. So I think if you're getting down at a Zumba class or anything like that, these are great. And like I said, they're pretty flattering too. And in that same vein, these are very squat proof. So if you're breaking it down, girl, no worries. Ribbed luxury tees. Keyword luxury. I could be wrong, but I have a feeling a lot of people are gonna sleep on these luxury ribbed tees. We have the classic black, this fog blue, dark slate gray, and of course, this very pretty beige khaki color. Now, I didn't think too much about these when I first saw them. I was like, okay, you know, cute little t-shirts, whatevs. When I got them in, I was still like, all right, cute tees, yeah, sure, whatevs. But then I put them on. So this is a full-length tee, all right? It's not overly long where it's like you tuck it in, you don't know what to do with that excess material, and it looks like you just got a bulge all around your cargo pants, what I'm talking about. So we have an angle cut long sleeve. It's like a cap sleeve. It does not dig underneath your armpits. It's very breathable. Your armpits are able to just breathe and just smell some good air. I don't know what I'm saying. You have a very fine ribbing all around this entire t-shirt. The big highlight is obviously this design right around the sleeves. It's almost a layered look, like as if they took the collar and they just added another couple right here. I feel like this flap design that they put here really adds a lot to this piece. It takes what would have been just a ribbed t-shirt and it really just elevated it. It brought it to life. It gave it some pizzazz and some style. I feel like out of all the pieces in today's video, this could be the most hit or miss for some, only because, I don't know, you really just have to love this design. In the words of Bay, it could look like backpack straps.
Backpack.
I really appreciate that stretch though. It is so body fit. It doesn't move when I raise my arms, which is very important to me. Believe it or not, I don't always want to wear bodysuits when it comes to high-waisted jeans or cargo pants and anything like that. Sometimes I just am not in the mood to deal with bodysuits, the clasping, this and that, and I want to just wear a normal t-shirt, but a lot of them just roll, they snap up, or they're way too long to tuck in. This is perfect for that. So if you're looking to pair with the cargos, 100%. Stuck with my true size small, very true to size. If you're in between, I might suggest sizing up, only because it is super snug. I think they did right by this luxury tee. I do. Last but not least, let's talk about the washed long sleeves. We have here black, dark brown, olive green, and of course the fall classic brown. Do keep in mind all of these styles have a very, very subtle wash to them. You can specifically see them in these two colors. You see them much more than the dark brown and the black. These are oversized, they are mostly cotton based. This is my size small, and you can see in the footage, it's pretty dang oversized. If you're in between, obviously you can size down. I mean, look, I'm pretty much swimming in this. I love this brown color though, oh my god. I can picture this with some dark blue jeans. How about you? It's very simple, not a lot to it. They all have the same color embroidered text. It's not a pure white, there's like a tinge of yellow to it, but it really does work well with each of these shades. There's a very tiny amount of stretch in here. You can see that, right? Yeah. They spiced up this long sleeve with a panel that runs from the wrist all the way up to the armpits and then down the side. So a really nice way to break up what would have been a very ordinary piece. The more I try YoungLA, the more I'm realizing that they like to do that, and I'm not complaining. I think they did a stellar job with this launch. I think that you guys are really gonna love and gravitate towards these pieces the way that I do, because who doesn't want to be comfortable and fashionable during the fall season? It's cozy season, dang it. I was trying to be critical with these pieces. I was trying to find things that I feel like needed improvement, things that needed some work, or just things that I just wish were different. Aside from the length on those flares, do I wish they came in a smaller length option? Yeah. And the extra seams that I feel like we could have done without in these bras. Other than that, I am 100% happy with how this drop went. I am very impressed by these pieces. So comment down below your thoughts. Are you looking to shop this launch? Are you gonna pass? Let me know. If you have any other questions that I did not touch base on, please let me know. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here, and I will catch you in my next video.
Come on.
So conservatives have been acting very weird about birth rates recently. If you guys remember, all the campaigns JD Vance was taking forward about trying to give child tax credits to people just to help more Americans harvest more children. Donald Trump has recently talked about maybe even giving $1,000 to people.
How can we afford it? Melanie and these dumbass
But there is a
terrorists
darker
that he gave us.
like logic to it because on the surface you're like, are people seriously going to be blind by $5,000 to have kids in a country that is increasingly going to shit because of the guy
Yep.
behind them? Like he's cutting all of these things with Elon Musk to make it harder to raise a child in America. Not to mention how fucking expensive it is and
Yep.
thousands even paying that money to give birth in terms of hospital bills in the first place. That $5,000 seems like a bit of a sick joke. But the logic is they don't actually care about your child having a good life. They care primarily about your child being a wage slave one day, and we're even seeing them try and attack legislation outlawing child labour. So what they want is from about the age of 14 to like 70 is a wage slave. And what happens after that, or what happens during that, they don't really give a shit. They want to completely extract as much labour out of you as possible in your lifetime, and then whatever happens to you afterwards, who gives a shit? That's why they're attacking Social Security as well. They don't want to pay for that. So you just be a worker to them, and that's why so many capitalists are so terrified about things like birth rates. Obviously, we have two awesome tyrants. We have absolute psychos like Elon Musk who want, basically as many children as possible just from them for like pure narcissistic reasons and also racist reasons. And then we have a population of factors where, yes, a lot of racists want a lot of white people to have more children because they're afraid of their race going extinct in the United States. The underlying point of all of this is conservatives don't give a shit about children. Not that anyone ever needed to hear that from someone like me, but do
Okay,
not be
damn,
fooled
damn.
that them wanting you to have more kids is because they care about humanity in any way. And also, all of the centrist pundits pretending like it's the right wing who care about children because they want people to have children are just insane. Because left wing people care about children because we care about humanity. We want to improve everyone's lives so you can actually choose to have a child. And also on that point, I want to read you a statistic quickly because this is the underlying point of so many people. Because so many people want to have children. So many people feel like they can't have kids, even though they want to because they can't afford it. So a Guardian article says, there is evidence that Americans would like to have more children. A 2023 Gallup poll found that 47% of Americans think an ideal family with one or two children, while only 2% said families should have zero. At the same time, a Pew poll that same year found that 47% of American adults under 50 say they are unlikely to ever have children, while only 60% say they just want to live years. Yeah, so really 40% said they could afford to have kids, but the state of the world has convinced them not to. So the left wing answer to that would be make it more affordable to have children and improve the state of the world so people don't feel so hopeless about raising a child in that. The conservative answer is here's $5,000 and I'm going to make the world pounds and I'm going to make just general society great. So I'm pro to the left that have pro family and pro child policies. But I think that was it today in relation to psychos like Elon Musk as well and their views on having children. So you would have cried in places like So, shifting quickly, my girlfriend Ellie is running a half marathon and she is we're donating anything. And thanks so much to everyone like fundraiser at the end of last year. The Nurse for 8 Palestinians, we raised about £30,000, which is amazing. So let's get Palestinian first per 100 in 1950 it was 120. Yes, we are seeing declining birth rates in places like Japan or America or Western Europe. It's not an extinction problem for the rest of the world. The population just keeps increasing. So we've got to talk about humanity there. Policy should massively favour families with children. Married couples with kids under 18 should not have to pay any income tax, just for starters. Raise taxes on single moms and couples with no kids to make up the difference. So, yeah, before Conservatives tell you they are pro-child, here's one guy saying raise taxes on single moms. What kind of insane logic even is that? But yeah, also saying get rid of income tax for families. But then he follows it up by saying Matt wants to worry about birth rates for white babies. He wants more white babies. What's wrong with wanting more white babies? Should I want less fewer? Is that what you want? Elaborate why you specifically want white babies.
Yeah.
Different languages, have different cultures, have different religions. What does us having the same skin color even mean? Breaking the concept that was taught to us by European colonialists and also white supremacy in across Western nations to make us feel like we have differences based on the color of our skin.
Gymshark's great because they always encourage me to keep it 100% in these videos. They want my real, honest truth. Today, I'm gonna give it to you. Gonna give it to you straight, as always. This very well might be one of the best seasonal Gymshark drops we've seen yet. I definitely got you guys. I know I did. Y'all were like peeking into the screen like, what's she about to say? But yeah, honestly guys, if you've been keeping up with my Instagram, you've been seeing me teasing some new Gymshark. We're talking legacy, sweat, and some training pieces. If you can take a glance right behind me, I mean, it blends in with my decor, which is obviously autumn theme, which is obviously a good thing. This is why I said what I said in the beginning of the video. These colors are a vibe. They match the season perfectly. I finally think they're getting in a stride with keeping up with those seasonal colors. Now, I am based in the USA, in case you haven't noticed from my Jersey accent, whatever that means. Now, quick little disclaimer, everything I'm about to share with you is from the US site. So everything's launched. Everything you're about to see launched on site as we speak. Don't know about every other country. I know some countries, you know, they come out with their pieces a little bit later or earlier, depending. So if you see anything that you like, I'll have it linked down below. Also, feel free to use my code AshleyG. It saves you 10% off of all your Gymshark orders. Helps this channel out big time. And for that, I thank you. I really do appreciate if you choose to use my code. If you love autumn and you love autumn activewear, then definitely hit that like button and do your girl a solid. Hit that subscribe button. Up next, we have another Gymshark haul. We're talking the new Vital that just released. And also coming up next, we may or may not have a brand new Gymshark collection that's dropping soon. You're gonna wanna know all the deets on that. If you're not already, you have to hit that subscribe button. I'm not telling you you have to, but you have to, because November's coming up, and what does that usually mean? Black Friday. You're gonna wanna know all the details. I'm really trying to get a giveaway going for you guys, so stay tuned. I love doing that with every big sale. So summer sales, Black Friday sales. I wanna be able to give back to you guys during this time. This way, you guys can use your gift cards and really capitalize on these sales. Obviously, I will never ever do a purchase entry giveaway. I just don't believe in those. I think that everybody, even whether you shop through my links or not, or my codes, you should be able to enter in on a giveaway, okay? There's all different ways to support without actually actually having to spend your money. Just by you watching this video, you're still supporting this channel. I actually get a ton of comments saying, look Ash, I'm not interested in this video at all. Like, I'm not going to buy anything from this video. I'm not interested in this collection you're talking about, but I'm watching it because I love you. And guess what, girl? I love you too. And I appreciate you still giving back in some way. And it just helps keep this channel alive in ways you have no idea. So for that, thank you so much. You guys are ride or dies. I look at you like family. Like, you really are the reason we're still here. Without you, that's right, you watching, there is no us. So definitely stay posted. Within the next month or so, you can definitely expect a giveaway coming. Let's talk about these colors right freaking now. Let's start with the sweat. Okay. I mean, like a freaking pumpkin, right? I was so ecstatic when I saw this color. When I received it, I was like, oh my God, it's acid wash. What the heck? So they added an acid wash design to their new sweat seamless. Now we have this beautiful orange color, but don't get it twisted. They also dropped it in a black, and they also have a really pretty capri blue. If it was summertime, I'd be all over that color. But for now, it's autumn. It's pumpkin spice season, AKA my favorite season. We need some of this. Let's start with the leggings, shall we? I honestly don't know what exactly they did differently with this material, but I do feel a difference in a good way. We are comparing to the previous sweat pieces that have dropped before. Now, I do like the sweat collection for the most part. Their leggings, they're hit and miss. Their leggings are a little bit hit or miss. We're gonna get into that in a second. Now, technically on the site, it says it's the same exact material. I feel like it's a little less plasticky, a little less wrinkly in certain areas, and I overall feel like it has more of a glove fit. Off the bat, I prefer this acid wash over the previous launches, just saying. I do feel like it has a little bit less compression in the waistband as well, which I prefer, but yet it's still fairly compressive. You look, you can see it's still not stretching out crazy. So they still kept the integrity of the waistband, but it's a little bit more comfortable for me to wear and work out in. They kept the same exact design of the waistband. You guys watch my videos. This is where it's hit or miss for me when it comes to the sweat leggings. I love the front. That front waistband dip is beautiful. I think it's flattering. I think it really is great for lower tummy control. I think they did a great stellar job making this its original unique looking piece. However, mind you, I've pretty much reviewed every single sweat drop since they've been coming out with the sweat collection. I keep saying the same thing over and over again. The back of the waistband, it matches the front. It dips in the back.
She dips beneath lasers. Ooh.
And for my gals with larger glutes, you might have experienced this as well. It looks like the pants are too tight and that it's pulling down. That your leggings are literally starting to sag down your bum. That's the vibe I'm getting, right? I caught that vibe when watching back the footage. I was like, yeah, that's what I felt like it would look like. And that's how it always looks with every new drop. Do I wish that they would do a little something different back here? Yes, I do. Gymshark, if you're watching, I hope you are. Do me a solid. Just add a nice subtle V-seam back here and then have it swoop down to the front, just adding in that real dynamic movement. I think that would make this a 10 out of 10 legging for me, especially with this acid wash design that made the material just fit better. It'd be perfect. A little arch glute seam, make the glutes appear a little bit larger, just really highlight them how I prefer them to be highlighted. I know a lot of you gals swear by this sweat collection, you love the design, you wouldn't change a thing. That's awesome. This is just my personal preference. I would like to see something that doesn't droop down in the back. Now they did keep the eyelet designs, so a lot of the features remain completely the same. I'm still sitting my size small. If in between, I'm definitely sizing up. Oh, I need the compression, the low band in the back. I can't size down. Come on. You squatting in nude underwear, you're A-okay.
I'm like, this like you worse.
Did my black brief test, didn't pass the test. And of course,
No, it's like,
I did the sweat test on the sweat leggings. I think I call them the sweat leggings because if you sweat in them, you'll see it. If you don't like your sweat to be seen, if you sweat a lot, you gotta go for the darker pair. You just do. Funnel box, very comfortable to wear. Not completely happy with the backside. So if they made adjustments, I'd be wearing this all the time to the gym. For now, I'm probably gonna wear this all autumn long with a baggy, crispy hoodie, which you're about to see in a little bit. They have the perfect hoodie. that would match these. How cute would these be with an oversized flannel? Grab yourself an apple cider donut, pumpkin spice latte, and girl, you're living the dream. At least my dream. You're living my dream. In case you haven't noticed, they didn't actually drop these sports bras this time around with the sweat collection. Instead, we have a midi tank. Now, there's no bra pads, no option to insert any, so don't even go there. You're just hanging this up in here. The only part that's secure is right around here, this ribbing at the bottom. Pretty compressive. This can get a little tricky. Especially with my sizing, I felt like it was a little bit loose up top. What's very, very helpful is the fact that they added adjustable straps. Not only can you adjust the sizing, but you can adjust where the straps go. Making them crisscross in the back really helps to tighten things up, make it so it doesn't look so loose up in the breast area. So that was very helpful for me. But I still felt like there's a little extra room. You should have thrown in some bra molds in there, and then they would have been perfect little tank to wear. But they didn't. They left us hanging, literally. So I would definitely stick to my true size small. If I sized it down, this compressive band would have been digging too much. It would have been unflattering. But if I size up, then up here is just gonna be a little too much material. Sticking with my true size small is fine. If you're in between sizes, you gotta keep two things in mind. How big is your chest? Can you fill this area out? If you're okay with that and you can fill them out and you're blessed, girl, then you can get away with sizing up if in between. If you're very small chested and you're in between sizes, then you can size down. But do keep in mind, right here, pretty compressive. The great part about this ribbing is that it makes it so that when you move around, it doesn't shift. Your top's not running up, it's not moving around. So I did feel pretty safe and secure, minus the no bra pad thing. That's where I was like, woo-wee. So if you're somebody who likes to work out in less, but you still want some decent coverage, this would be great for you. Me, however, this is something I'd wear under a cardigan, not really to the gym. Instead, now introducing some training pieces. They came out with some new training bras. We have the training minimal bra in charred orange. Yes, it does go with the rest of the sweat collection. Hooray. Minimal training bras are on my Mount Rushmore of bras from Gymshark. I absolutely love how flattering they are. They're extremely low support, so don't think I'm doing anything too crazy in them. For the longest time, I didn't wear them to the gym because in the wintertime, I get cold and well, you know, you could put the puzzle piece together, can't you? There's no bra pads in here, so I had to be very careful. It's very revealing, okay? So it's like wearing a little tiny bikini top to the gym. Super sexy, great for back day. Your lag gains are shown to the world. They're just shining for everyone to see. But with that sexiness comes possible slippage if you're not totally careful. If you're sitting here doing a back bend or you're cartwheeling in the gym, you're gonna slip and nip. That's just how it's made. Gosh, they came out with such a nice color for fall. Good job, Gymshark. You really made my autumn girl spirit come alive this month. Thank you. Honestly, I have not been this excited for a Gymshark fall color since they came out with the Obsidian Green a couple of years ago. Remember that? I was dying. I was like, God, what a beautiful rich green fall color. Check out this training ruched bra in the color plum brown. Say it with me now. Ruched. That's how you say it. It is. You can easily match it with your sweat leggings, and now you have more of a Halloween feel. This plum brown, on screen it could almost look black. In real life, it's this deep, dark, vampy purple. I haven't had a training ruched bra in so long. These are one of my favorites. So we still have the adjustable backing. Nothing's changed with this bra. I've reviewed it 101 times, literally. Just new seasonal colors, and I'm very excited for this. So if you need something way more supportive than the middle bra you just saw, a lot more support than that tank, right? That sweat tank that has no support really around the rib cage, then check out the ruched bra. It still makes the girls look fire. In fact, it's a little snug, a little too snug. So if you're in between, you can size up. I'm okay with my size small. Really quick, I want to chat about the bra I'm wearing right now. This is the training bandeau in the color Saltberry. It's a very pretty pink for fall time. So it's a little more muted, it's not so in your face, it's not crazy neon, right? Now my gals who are like, ew, I don't like orange, I don't like purple, I'm a pink gal. Barbie for life. They got you covered. We have some different colors that you can choose from. Also on the topic of pink, if you really love the color pink, there's like this really light pink hoodie they just dropped. A lot of cherub, how do you freaking say that? A lot of cherub pieces, totally random. I was like, I expected this kind of thing for Valentine's Day, but hey, but drop a comment on what you think about those cherub designs. Do you love them? Are they not for you? I want to hear your thoughts. Back to the bandeau. Quick little rundown. It is a low support bra. It's like wearing a bandeau, but with straps, adjustable straps, which is key. The only downfall to this bra, it pinches right here a little bit. It doesn't hurt, it's not uncomfortable, but sometimes it's not totally flattering in this area. Other than that, I think it's an adorable sports bra. True size small is fine. If you're in between, size up if you have larger breasts, and if you prefer less compression right here, there is a little baby band underneath, but size down if you have smaller breasts. And there's removable bra pads. Now, before we hop into the legacy, I want to share with you this block hoodie they just dropped in, again, the plum brown color. Straight out of the gate, guys, this is a size large. Sometimes I size up two sizes so that Bay and I can share. I try to be generous like that. You're welcome. But I also grab it in a large because I genuinely love that oversized fit. I don't know about you, I think it looks great in a size large. Now, this does give it a super oversized look. So if you prefer more snug fit, you can stick with your true size because it is naturally oversized. Me, the bigger the better. So we do have a block logo that's printed on right at the sternum. This feels like it's printed within, so I don't think you're gonna have trouble peeling. But what's crazy is they added on embroidered shark head at the wrist. Even though this looks super cozy, it's actually really thin. It's pretty freaking thin, and there's no plush lining. It's more terry cotton like the rest day, but you might love that or hate that. You might look at this and go, oh, it's not cozy, I don't want it. Other people are like, oh good, no plush lining, thank goodness, because I hate getting sticky. You know how sticky you get. Anyway, you have some seam contour on the back too. Just thought I would add that in. The one thing I wish this had, oh my god, I wish it had pockets. I was feeling around for my kangaroo pockets. I was like, where are you? And why aren't you here? Me. Where's my pockets? Sometimes I don't know what to do with my hands. Especially for a full-ass hoodie. Where's the pockets? Where at? You can't drop a dark plum hoodie like this and not put a kangaroo pocket in it. Tisk tisk. Okay, let's move on. Where are my knitting essentials? If you caught it when I reviewed it in the last video, I think it was the last video. Favorite Gymshark sweats to date. That's saying a lot. The lifting essentials, the best. Are you guys ready to talk some legacy? Okay, good. Here I am again with this color, right? Crazy enough, you know how they do with the legacy cropped boxy tops, right? They're always that rugged acid wash look. Well, guess what? Now they're matching the new sweat. You still have that layered neck. They like to layer out that neck a little bit. You still have the tonal printed legacy logo right in the center. It says Gymshark Fitness. They switched it back to fitness, I think, a launch or two ago, and I'm so happy. Before that, it said Gymshark Lifting Club. Remember when they changed it? So about that. I was like, all right, well, that's kind of cool, but you know what? Like, I don't go to your lifting club at all. I'm glad to see the original OG logo back and better than ever. These are naturally oversized, so my small looks pretty big. You could size down if you want. There's a tiny bit of stretch in it, nothing crazy. It's mostly cotton based. A nice loose boxy crop you can throw over your sweat set. I don't know why I said it like that. I know I've said this before, but I'm gonna say it again. They love to make this look so distressed, not only with the acid wash, but the way that they have the cut bottom here rolling up on you. They still have a seam. It's not gonna just fray up on you, but I do like that little casual roll as if you cut the t-shirt yourself. Now, these legacy joggers, they're a bit new. Now this time around, they came out with nutmeg orange. They also dropped another color. It's this really light whitish tan. But I thought to myself, like, you know what? This one's more important. This one's a more important color for me. I'm sorry. But everything stayed the same in terms, if you guys saw my video, you know I reviewed this already. It stayed the same in terms of the material. There's still zero, I'm gonna repeat that again, zero stretch in these joggers. So I know naturally you're gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna size down, they're huge. Buyer beware. Buyer beware. Because if you do that, I don't know, check out the footage. You can see where it gets a little tight around the knees slightly when you bend down. It will droop down in the back because this material is stiff. It is thick. It is durable. I truly believe you can drive over this with a car and nothing's gonna happen to it. They still kept what I like to call the carpet patch logo. If you rub your fingers on it, it's like my grandma's old carpet, which obviously is a good thing. Now we do have cargo pockets. Be mindful. Doesn't fit a phone. Unless you have a really tiny old phone, that flip phone, that'll fit. Like that one uncle that has a Razor from like 2005, that'll fit in here, no problem. But these phones, man, they just keep getting bigger and bigger. It will not fit in here. Car keys, anything else, you're good to go. There's no velcro